Do you two fall asleep when they start talking about this stuff?
No. I mean, I get asked these questions too.
No, I'm just kidding. By the
sometimes
way.
people are like, they think I'm a filmer and they think I'm doing it. I'm like, no, dude. That's
Dude, you all have no idea how
we don't
many...
hand Dalton the camera too often.
I don't do that.
Kanaan and I are good at filming. Dalton's been getting better. He needs some practice, though.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Just
My body is just messed up. It's hard, dude. It's hard
He
to
doesn't-
stand there and just stay still.
He doesn't know how to use
Yeah,
the zoom
the
button
zoom in's
either.
hard.
It's just flat.
I like long lens shots, so like something big and gnarly. I like just a stationary long lens shot. So to me, I'm like, hey, we got it.
So it's not like you don't know how to use a zoom lens. You're just not using it.
Yeah. That's
See?
it. I'll take some classes, I guess.
All right. We are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have 3 very special guests. The Dern Bros, Kanaan, Dalton, and Destin.
first try. That was good, Chris.
Man, I wish I had a round of applause button here. I was worried. I was worried, man. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming. This is going to be interesting because I'm going to be jumping around and looking at everybody, But, dude, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
So, do you guys live here in LA or you guys are back in Florida or what's the deal?
No, we're well, they both live in Oceanside and I'm down in Solana Beach.
Okay, so you are here.
Yeah, it was
but-
about like a 2-hour drive to get here.
Okay.
Our
Oh, that's
parents are in Orlando, Florida, which is where we all grew up.
Right.
And we do visit them a lot. So we will be in Florida often.
Okay. And you guys are like really now. You guys are kicking off with like all the. I mean, your YouTube channel is like blowing up. You guys are killing it on that
quickly,
front.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really sick. But I mean, there's so much more to you guys from just like the skating and coming up, doing that and getting sponsored and Zero, right?
Yeah.
And Fallen and all kinds of stuff. So I just want to kind of dive in too. It's like. You're the oldest one,
Yeah.
Destin, right?
Yeah.
So you're the oldest one.
Yes.
Did you start skating first and get everybody into this, or what was the?
Yeah. So I did. I was in middle school, and some of the popular kids kind of got some skateboards. I don't think they were ever too good, but I just wanted to hang out with them, and thought that was cool. Whatever they were doing, I was like, that's something cool. So I basically saved up money by doing chores around the house, told my parents I want a skateboard. They wouldn't buy it for me. They're like, no, that sounds dangerous. I don't know about that. So I saved up my own money, bought a Dark Star board on CCS when I was 12. And then I think the first time that I got it, I had a friend over that brought his skateboard, and I went and stepped on the skateboard, immediately slipped out, hit my knee, busted it open. I was bleeding, and I went inside, and my mom was freaking out. But I told her I think that I tripped in the yard because I didn't want her to know it was the skateboard's fault because I didn't want her to take it from me.
Right.
Anyways, when I was, I had my 13th birthday at Van Skatepark. That's the first time Dalton and Kanaan skated. They rented skateboards there. It's probably the worst boards you could ride. And we went back the next night because we had so much fun.
We
Wow.
begged our dad to take us back the next day because we were just hooked, and he got us memberships, so we were stoked.
I didn't even realize you could rent boards there.
At the Van Skate Park?
Yeah. Huh. What were you gonna say?
We had Walmart boards and all that before and just went down the hill before we went to the skate park. But when we went to the skate park, that was when it was like, okay, this is what we want to be. Like before that, it was kind of like rocket power. We'd ride bikes and rollerblades and scooters and just, everything. Just being what a kid was. Once we went to the skate park, that's when we were hooked.
I hear a lot of the rocket power. Everybody with the rocket power. At a certain age, it's all about the rocket power.
Yeah, how old are you guys?
I'm 34.
31.
29.
29. So you're the
okay.
baby.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still hanging in the 20s here. not for much longer.
I feel like that generation, though, rocket power is a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing because you're like, my parents think it's going to be too dangerous. And the skaters that you guys grew up to be. I know. I couldn't imagine what they think now.
Yeah.
They've gotten used to it for sure.
See good.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you're the youngest, but I think growing up, didn't you get like kind of hooked up first though?
Yeah.
Had the first sponsor.
Her first sponsor, right?
I think I got the first skate shop sponsors. I think I started getting like flowed like Etnies for a long time. I got sponsored by Bryce Kanights company, Lifeblood Skateboards, and that was like my first, big team to actually go on with a group of guys and learn how it was. And he taught me so much. I'm very thankful that I had that opportunity with him. But yeah, I got to go up to Oregon a lot, did a lot of camping trips. We'd go up to SF. They would, fly me all around. Like spent my first nights, with just the clothes on my back on the concrete floor, really learned how to, be a man on that trip, and what it takes,
Right.
to survive on a skate trip and all that. So it was a good time with Cody Lockwood, Mason Merlino, Kevin Kowalski.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to spend a lot of good times with those guys.
And how did you guys feel being the brothers? And then you started skating first, and now here's the middle brother getting
I felt
sponsored.
bad. I felt bad because this
You
guy
felt-
was jumping down gnarly rails like forever, and I'm like, dude, this guy needs it. Like,
I think
Well, we had skate shop. We were sponsored by Orlando Skate Park before that, and we'd get like flowed boards here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's going on tours now. And you're,
Yeah,
you
that was
know,
later
like
down the line for sure.
I thought it was crazy because we were still teenagers, and my mom would be like, "Yeah, Dalton's staying in the Lifeblood warehouse. He's just sleeping on the floor in there." And I was like, "What?"
with a sleeping bag I found at a buddy's in a garage. Like,
I thought that was
Yeah.
crazy because he was like younger than me, obviously. So I'm like, man, I can't imagine like just going out there, not knowing anyone, and just end up right away sleeping on a warehouse floor, just going skating every day. I mean, I thought it sounded fun though too. So.
where was the
skate shit.
Lifeblood? Where was it?
Portland, Oregon.
You are out in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, dude, I was going there so much, like back and forth from Florida. Like, I wouldn't even post about it because I was just like, oh, I like live here, kind of. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
And then how did you feel though? You're the youngest.
I mean, I was still just doing my thing in Florida. Like I had like a filmer I'd always film with, and just constantly trying to, I guess, improve the sponsor me tape.
How was that? How did it go though with the sponsor me tape?
Good. I mean, I guess I got my first break where I started getting flow from Zero through this dude Nico, and at that time Jamie didn't even know anything about me, and it wasn't until when Zero moved to Dwindle, the rep at the time was Ceasar Fernandez, and he started giving me boards, and then Ceasar had showed Jamie the part that I had just came out with at the time. So I went over to Palm Bay because Jamie visits there all the time because his parents live there. And I met up with him. He's like, dude, I saw the part. And he was like super hyped on it, and like gave me the team manager's like number. Like, you're going through him now. Hit him up whenever you need boards. And like went from getting like 2 boards like here and there to like 6 boards whenever I need it. I was like, this is crazy. So like that just gave me a whole lot of motivation to like go even harder.
So you skated with them, and that's
Yeah, at the park, and he went out street skating with us that day, and he definitely like talked to me a lot, and like he's like, what's your favorite Zero video? And I was just like, I mean, I watched New Blood the most growing up. He's like, all right, act like you're filming a part for New Blood from now on. I was like, okay.
That's sick.
wow.
Hit you with that line.
Yeah. So.
Did he ask you who your favorite skater was, and you said Jaime Thomas? You
No, I did not.
got to
say
play
that.
the game, man. You know what I'm saying? So he told you to pretend like you were filming for New Blood.
Yeah.
And did that like click in your mind, like, oh shit?
Yeah.
Like I might get this is like it.
Yeah, and at that time, like Cold War had just come out, so I was watching that a lot too.
Okay.
So I think I probably started watching that one more.
Was he telling you about his filming process and everything? Because Jaime Thomas is an interesting cat when it comes to like
Yeah.
his companies and how he films and the tours that he goes on. Like,
so that part that I came out with that he saw.
which part was it, by the way? I'm sorry.
It was a 3-chip video part, but he ended up making a re-edit to it and made it like a 0 part, and that came out on Thrasher. So that was like when like my first video to go out.
What
on
year was
Thrasher.
this?
This was 2015.
Damn,
So yeah,
okay.
a minute ago, and then later down the line, you'll see like I had a knee surgery that like held me back, and I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to skate the same way as I could now. So yeah.
When you hurt your knee, did Jamie have your back and everything? And
Yeah,
kept
like
it
they
going?
still like sent me boards, but it's more about like it wasn't just Jamie. I had to like get to know the team, and like Zero is very like family. Like if you don't get along with the rest of the team, it's not happening. So everyone's got to be down for you.
Yeah, for sure. Is this is it right here? Wait, is this it?
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the edit Jamie did.
Did Jamie tell you he was doing this edit, or did he just? Do it?
I kind of heard about it, like my filmer told me about it, but I didn't know like many details. It was kind of more of a surprise. Like I didn't know like I woke up one morning and I was on Thrasher. I was like, no way.
That's a big jump right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I was kind of like no one before that, and then all of a sudden, like, damn, I'm on Thrasher. This is
people hitting
crazy.
you up?
Yeah, like a bunch of people were like, all my friends were like, dude, I can't believe it. Like you're on Thrasher. Like
That's amazing.
Who did you film most of this stuff with?
this is my homie Tommy Bond. I don't even know if he films much anymore. To be honest, I kind of lost touch with him.
Yeah.
He made a couple really good videos though.
Yeah,
Free
he
Chip
was-
and FLO.
The only thing that bummed me out is he deleted a lot of like montages, and like even we had like a rough cut of this part and he deleted like everything. I was like, why did you do this? He's like, I'm sorry, dude, I just have like super bad OCD. Like that's not my style of filming and editing anymore, and I couldn't have people see that. I was like,
no way.
Yeah, but like I put in just as much work into that too. And he's like,
What do you mean? All the footage is gone?
yeah.
He did it with
What?
my parts too.
Yeah.
He took it off YouTube, so maybe it's privated. I don't know, but
I always wondered, did he archive it or did he actually
Yeah.
delete it? But
he
gotta
claims
have
he wiped it from his hard drives too. So
yeah.
You have the raw footage though somewhere, no?
I have a couple clips that he sent me, but not like there's so much that I never like got from him because I had no idea he'd like delete all the footage.
That's
one day.
super disappointing,
I
bro.
think he does have the tapes, but maybe one day I can get them from him.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty lame.
I had Destin burn my part from the DVD so I could get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the only way.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy,
yeah, I
man.
ripped it.
So, while you're doing the whole zero thing now, are you still doing what is it, Lifeblood?
No, I'm actually with Heroin Skateboards now.
Heroin. But when did that
So,
switch come? Heroin's awesome, by the
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to everybody
No,
over
dude,
there.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
So much fun going and just skating a little training with them and all the curbs and everything.
Oh, dude.
But so actually, that happened right before the quarantine.
Okay.
I came out with a part on Thrasher through I was with Tactics Ride Shop at the time. Now I'm with Galactic G Skate Shop, but I came out with a part, and they just came out with Earth Goblin like shortly after I came out with my part, and I just it was a lot of guts for me to send this message on Instagram. But I was like, hey man, I love the video. I just came out with this part. I've been a big fan of the company I love his art, like the eyeball, all the eyeball
Fossil.
stuff and
Yeah.
everything.
He's the best.
Yeah, and he actually hit me back like right away, and he's like, "Dude, yeah, I've seen your skating," and he's like, "Let me talk to the investor and see if I can get you boards." And I was like, "Well, the investor."
I've never heard that one, actually.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah.
And so then some time went by, and you know how we had that whole crisis with getting product during quarantine.
Oh, my God.
So like he's like, "Yeah, man, I got you," but I literally had to wait like a month or two before I got the first box. And then even some homies were like, "Oh, who you riding for?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I might be getting boards from Heroin, hopefully." And then finally the box came, and I was so happy, and I've been so stoked ever since. Like when you see the art on your board, and it just makes you that much more stoked to go and ride.
Damn.
But what happened with Lifeblood? Did you have to quit that? to get
No,
on
actually, I
there?
didn't. The company actually ended up. Bryce, I think, all of us started getting older and everything, and he was coming out with more like legend type boards and everything, and I think he just wanted to slow down. And some of the other guys, I think, they were wanting to go to other companies. So it was just its time. It had its place. I think we did it for like 4 to 6 years. And, it was good. It was fun while it lasted. And I was ready to go to the next chapter as well,
But I mean, what a DM will do? Like you just threw it out there, like I think that's amazing.
Once I realized, the power of that, and then getting the courage to just be like, whatever, I got nothing to lose. After that, I went, from like not getting any replies to, figuring it out and people actually responding back to me.
Yeah. There's only two: is yes or a no.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
Or
Or if they
there's no
left you
reply.
on red. Yeah.
Which
That's
is
the
usually the
worst.
case with
Really?
with this industry. It feels
Yeah.
like,
I always get responses.
Yeah, I wonder why.
No, I get left on red too.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But it is a part of it. Yeah, I guess so. But you didn't. So when he was doing the zero thing, you weren't tripping on him.
No, I was so hyped for him.
Were
man.
you? Did you want to try to follow and get on zero too?
A little bit, but I didn't want to step on his toes. That was his whole thing. And what was cool was when Fallen started, he like asked me about it if I wanted to like ride for
When
him.
they started back up.
Yeah, when it
Got-
started back
yeah.
up, and because he was doing
Yeah.
Vans Flow at the time.
I was getting Fallen Flow before Jamie left it though.
Gotcha.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
A long time ago then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I started getting Zero, probably like a year later, I was getting fall and flow up until that ended with Jamie, and then now they're back.
Got the welcome to fall in here, Dalton. Damn. Yeah, that's a good. Kanaan, did you want, if he would have asked about Zero, what would you have done?
I'm like, sure, like that's what you want. Like, I feel
Because
like I mean, I'll be honest. I was like, that might make it harder for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's my brother, so if he asked, I'd feel like I'd have to at least try.
Is there a brother rivalry though? Is there like a fun?
Maybe
brotherly...
when we were younger, but now it's all love.
This is what it was if I would learn a trick backside, he would be so determined to learn it frontside. And that was the battle.
Okay.
Like, I'm back to 7-Eleven. He's like, well, I'm front to 7-Eleven. Well, I'm going to fakie. Well, I'm going to fakie.
It works out great, like street skating together, because he's goofy and I'm regular. So when we go to spots that's like only front side or backside, we don't have to worry about each other. Like,
perfect. What about you? I mean, did you hear now you're the oldest and here your younger brothers are starting to come up and do their thing and you're still skating, I presume, or you went to college for film?
I did. So we all skated when we were teenagers, and then around like probably 2011 or 12, I kind of took a step back and stopped skating as much. I got into a lot of other things, really into, like, I've always loved filming skating, but I started filming like short films. I went to film school, so I kind of got a little into the film industry, did like art department stuff on actual sets, and I ran a nightclub event in Orlando that kind of was successful for 4 years. So I just wasn't skating as much. And then, I still skated when I could. It just wasn't a lot. But eventually I went back to it. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I miss skating so much. I always loved it. And I was never one pursuing, like, I'm going to be pro. Like, I wanted to have fun. And then I was like, I'm not having fun anymore. So I started skating again, and I started hitting up Kanaan like, yo, when you go street skating, let me know. I want to come with you again.
Gotcha.
And then half the time I would be filming him. Half the time I would try and skate, relearn my tricks, and just have fun. So when I saw like how successful they were getting too, like, and Kanaan's like, oh, I'm on Zero now. That kind of fueled me to come back as well.
Okay.
So
skating, and did you see like, hey, I love to film. Let me film you.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. Like, I don't even film a lot of other people, and I never have too much. Like, I'll go out with some of the homies and film, but mainly like all my filming has just been with my brothers, or I'll pass them the camera to film me. Like, we just like to film each other and just have fun. I'm not like, I was never trying to like, oh, I'm gonna be a filmer and put out like my own skate video, but I did enjoy filming them, and if some of my footage gets to get used in a Zero video, then I am hyped.
Are you guys only filming with VX? So it's Zero, or what are you
that
filming
was the
with?
case.
That was the case. Well, I had a VX. That was my first camera. Was a VX 2100, and then I sold that eventually. Got like a DSLR, like some kind of Canon. I can't remember. And then we got an HPX.
Yeah.
Now we have the HCX 20 or something. So now we have a 4K camera. So it kept upgrading, but I think some of the clips I would film for Zero, they would like downgrade them and make them look like, put some filters on them to make them look like they were still filmed.
So it's okay if it was filmed long lens HD, because Jamie could edit it and make it look like it was VX. Like, a lot of the stuff in Painkillers is actually filmed with the HPX.
Okay.
Yeah. And now Jamie's letting everyone have the option to film VX or HD. So it's like up to the person, whatever you like. I'm doing all HD now. I'm done with the VX. I've lost too many clips to the VX where it glitches or this or that, so I'm over it.
Well, even reposting like your tricks from VX, they look so bad.
Yeah, on Instagram.
It's like, dude,
zooms
this
it in.
sucks. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, is this a throwback? What's going on? Is this...
I feel like when you post them online too, Instagram knows that they're low quality and they won't push it as much in their algorithm.
That's an interesting thing too. Okay.
I didn't even think about it.
I think it just depends on the. Yeah, I just posted some. I don't post that much at all, but I posted some old clip, and it was VX. It was VX 2000, and it's doing good.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like a certain trick at a certain time.
Yeah.
But
But it's also who you collaborate with too.
Yeah, too. Well, no, but I've been saying it's doing well regardless.
Yeah, for sure. But I always feel that too when you would film with like a good camera and put it on Instagram, it would be like held back or something.
Well, it's always weird when people post like a crazy HD clip, but it's stretched super, like it's super small in the
black lines make it look so unprofessional.
It's
right?
so bad, dude.
I hate that.
So it's just and you like see it, and you're like, I don't even want to. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
It's
No,
so
you're totally right.
nostalgic, but like at the same time, it's so frustrating because like a lot of people's VX aren't that good.
Yeah,
And
I've
so if
noticed
you
that.
have a really good VX and you got the settings down right and everything, it can look decent.
For
It can look
sure.
really good. And then that nostalgic is brought back. Otherwise,
Yeah.
just let it go. You know what I mean? Let's put it down. Let's pick up a nice camera. You can film with your iPhone now.
Seriously.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is a Painkiller. This is what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
this
right here.
is the rough cut right here.
Oh, there's a rough cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first time I really got to know about you guys, I think, was seeing your part in the Zero video.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like,
I watched you guys did a commentary. over
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But I hope was it good? Was it all right?
I was hyped to hear what you guys had to say about it.
what is your process on skating something so gnarly? Like, do you have to get all psyched up or whatever, or are you pretty calm when you skate it?
No, I used to be different where I wouldn't say anything and just skate, and like even Jamie will say like, you need to go back to that Terminator mindset where you just like don't say anything and just do it. And I'm like, I don't know, like I think I'm just like, I was kind of shy back then when I was first going on trips with Zero, and now I've like fully opened up, so you'll hear me like screaming and just like I used to not be like that, but yeah, I definitely try and like pump myself up, like, all right here, no matter what, I'm doing it, like I promise you guys, everyone. It just depends on what, like with this, I'm sure I was screaming. That was actually
Bro.
Kurt's birthday that day, so I remember I kept saying, Kurt, right here for you, it's your birthday, I'm doing it for you, Kurt, like just getting super hyped. And
How do you even warm up for? I mean, do you just do a couple flat ground
with
shove-its and then go for it?
no, I definitely go to the skate park and warm up and then like go to the spot. With this, since there is like dirt on the side, I would get on and run down and jump
A
over.
little more safe.
That's not always the case.
How many stairs is that?
That's 21.
21. Okay.
Yeah.
Going to fakie is nuts.
That actually
dude.
wasn't planned until I accidentally stuck one to fakie, and then everyone's like, do it to fakie. I'm like, oh, damn it, now I'm making it harder on myself.
Change your whole mindset.
Yeah.
Dude.
That one sucked. I split on that one.
Are you guys like skating the
that
same
run-up-
spots usually too? Like, or is it, you guys are all so gnarly?
Not
on
that
Zero.
one.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good, dude. I'm just gonna hit. I'm like, yeah. Like, that was me there.
Yeah, that one, I usually don't skate big rails that have short run up. Like I hate the one, we call them one push wonders. But that one I think I just wanted to do because Slash skated it and I would pass by it all the time in Vista.
Oh, what does Slash do on that?
He grinded it and then he tried to 5-0 it and then he does like a belly slide down it. I think that was in Ride the Sky. Yeah.
Oh, that was nuts, dude.
That dude.
So do you guys all go skate together down south? Like you guys are all, because that's like that's Zero territory. I feel like.
Yeah.
So
I think we always want to try and skate like the classic spots
bad
too.
That is the worst run up I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
three.
I wouldn't even skate a manual pad with that kind of run up.
So I had all those sheets of skate light in my trunk for a while. It was 3 separate sheets of skate light and then a sign.
what the,
It would come in handy a lot.
That is insane, dude.
Was anybody tripping on like the people that live there?
That was, I think that was like a paint company.
paint
It's like a
company,
business.
It almost looked like an apartment or some shit.
That is the worst run up I've
Wow.
ever seen.
It's a solid 20 feet maybe with half of it wood
Yeah,
on top of rocks.
I've had some pretty sketchy setups, that's for sure.
Dude, oh my goodness, bro. So when did you hurt your knee?
So that, going back, that was Go Skateboarding Day 2016. Well, actually, let me rewind a little.
Go ahead.
So 2016, like Dalton lived in California already at the point, and I had just started to like kind of get in with skating with Zero more. I went on like my first trip to Sacramento, and like I was super hyped. Like I got a bunch of like really good tricks. Like I know Jamie was stoked, and he like after that trip he like invited me to go on the summer tour. And then I ended up going back to Florida kind of because I had just gone through a breakup before that. So that was kind of like why I was in Terminator mode, probably. And and I went back to see this girl, and that's what screwed me over, because I went back and then I tore my ACL on Go Skateboarding Day trying to kickflip this railroad gap. Tampa always does like, what is it, Wild in the Streets. And they were like $20 for kickflip. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got that. And I showed up, got there just in time, didn't warm up. And then my knee just buckled left right when I hit the ground.
I don't even think you looked at the gap. You just went up top and went for it.
Yeah, I was like,
you didn't ollie it.
I was like, oh, $20, that pays for the gas on the way here. Like, let me go get that real quick.
Don't pay for no hospital bill, though. I'll tell you that.
Turned into 10 grand hospital bill.
Do you have a new complete?
Oh, yeah. I was skating. I normally skate 825, which after that happened, I went back to 825, but I had gone up to 83 and 149 trucks. Oh, my God. So everything felt completely different.
Learned a hard lesson there, right?
Oh yeah. Like now, honestly, like that changed my style and like how I skate completely. Like I bend a lot more now when I skate. Like I used to I could ollie a 12 stair and just land so stiff and hardly bend my knees. But now like I take the full impact and bend all the way down. But yeah, so that happened, and I was like, no, like now I'm not gonna be able to go on like the Zero Summer Tour and everything. So I was like so bummed. So it definitely took me a while, and even when I went finally moved out, I didn't end up moving to California until I was like 23, because it just like I felt like I had to relearn skating after that too. Yeah. So when I came back, and they were already working on Damn It All at that point, so it's like they kind of didn't like. I would hit them up to go skate, and they're like, "Oh, it's kind of like a so and so mission." So
everybody's trying to get their last.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to like get in the way, so I kind of had to wait it until they finished that project, and then Jamie. I went into Zero one day actually, and Jamie offered me a job just because he wanted me to get closer in with them. So I started working at Zero. And he told me he wanted to do an AM video, which was Painkillers. Okay. So we started working on that.
Okay, so it actually helped out. And weren't you helping him with his garage days stuff?
Yeah, with the eBay, which I still do here and there, like 1 or 2 days a week.
Okay,
yeah.
sick.
So it definitely keeps me in the loop and like to go to Zero. And
are you still working there, or are you okay? Do you feel like that did bring you closer to?
Oh
everybody?
Yeah, definitely. Like I was there. What's funny is so I started working there, and then a week later is when that Halloween Hellbomb contest was, and that's when all the Joker stuff happened.
Right.
So that was like
we got the costume right here, because that kind of went viral.
Yeah, that was. I went from like 9,000 followers to 50,000 followers, like
shut the hell up,
overnight.
Wait, let's see if we can find that, JC. The Halloween what's that? The Halloween Hellbomb.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, right here.
The 2019 one.
You just went. People loved this.
Yeah, the energy from the crowd was insane that day. Like I actually felt like I was the Joker.
You did it. No. Dude. They loved it, huh?
Yeah.
So you seriously went from, what did you say, 10,000 to 50,000 or something?
Yeah, like within a couple days, like I would refresh and I'd have 1,000 more followers. And I didn't even know at first, like. So after that, I just partied in Long Beach all night. Like we went to the bar, everyone's just buying me drinks, and somehow made it home at like 6 a.m. And when I woke up, my phone was just like 100 messages, like text messages and phone calls, and like Instagram was going crazy. I was like, whoa, what's happening? Like,
yeah, it wasn't even the Thrasher edit. It was like some dude that was there posting an iPhone clip of it. And that's what went really viral first.
Did he tag you?
Yeah.
Oh, he tagged you?
Yeah.
But yeah, when I woke up, like I was the most sore I've ever been. 'Cause I collided with people so many times that day.
I mean, it looks like a mess.
Dude,
that's like the gnarliest contest you'll ever skate.
I would not even...
It went so viral because the actual Joker film just came out like right then, and they thought that movie was gonna flop, so they didn't even have costumes for sale online or in stores that year because they just didn't think anything of it. But Kanaan found one that someone
Amazon.
like custom made like that week, and he bought it.
Yeah.
So he wore the right costume at the right time.
Right.
And people were like, dude, that looks like a scene out of the movie. Like that could be the trailer for the actual movie.
just the fact that even let's see if we can find it again. It's past the point, but this this right here.
It's a little before this.
Oh, it's a little before this.
With the one with like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I mean, look at this. This looks like it's from the movie. I mean, everybody.
I was just looking
Did
to
people
like
get-
see how.
Yeah, this right here is ridiculous.
Can I clear this?
But did people like? Did you say like, "Hey, let me do this intro"?
No, I was
or
just
something?
like, I just walked up the ramp and I was just trying to see like, all right, how far do I gotta?
No, you
clear?
didn't. This was
What a
this
shot.
wasn't planned.
No.
You look like you're fucking high. Like, you know, you look like
No,
the
you're about to
Joker.
do some shit. You're the
I might have
Joker.
been.
Take down Batman.
Yeah.
That
Wait,
looks- that's
what a great
perfect.
promo for the
Gotham's-
fucking movie. That's so sick.
Yeah.
I know, you should have. You should have
One of the actors.
Oh yeah, Lee Gill.
Lee Gill hit him up.
Yeah,
and,
he
like,
just wanted to
had
have
dinner
dinner
with us.
together.
one night.
Wow.
Yeah.
And took photos with it. Follows
Took us
all
out
of
to
us.
dinner.
No
yeah.
way.
Follows our YouTube, everything. He messages us sometimes still.
That's
Wait,
sick.
who's Lee Gill?
He's the little guy, the small guy in the film.
Lee
When
Gill?
they
We'll
go to
pull
his
up a-
apartment and like I think the Joker like kills some other dude in the apartment.
I remember. I seen the movie. I can't remember the characters that well.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll pull it up. We'll see if we get it.
Because
I don't think I've seen it.
that was a rare movie because Batman was he wasn't even in it, was he?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's
just
about
like
the Joker.
him, Joker, do like this transformation. About
JC, don't pull up the video because we can't maybe play the video, but pull up the
Lee Gill.
photo. Pull up a photo if you can. Lee Gill.
what he just DM'd you guys and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
This guy.
He's like, hey, I'm gonna be in LA. He's from the UK, and he was just gonna be in LA. And it's like, you guys down to have dinner? Like,
sick.
I would love to meet the skateboarding Joker. Like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, there he is.
That's amazing.
He's super cool, super
Oh, I've
nice.
seen this.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
said the Joker video did so well, they all got like 150 grand bonus too. Like everyone in the film.
Sick.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Just 150? Come
right.
What?
Hey.
That's pretty good.
That
For
probably-
bonus?
how much do you think that film made?
Well, maybe they got paid good already.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is true, but
that's-
still.
that's the extra
Well, I
bonus.
heard with movies, it's always the back end. It's always a back end deal that they kill it at. You know, whether it's like the merch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's where they really kill it.
But they said they didn't make any. They didn't make anything.
You want
right?
you know how much it made?
Huh.
$1 billion.
Oh my.
Jeez.
150? Maybe you should have a little more.
Hey, I'll take it, dude. You know
Oh,
what,
you'll
Chris?
take it.
I'll
Okay,
take it.
okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe the main guy got more. Joaquin.
Yeah.
You're not gonna turn that down, obviously.
Bro.
But that's a lot of money.
So you're doing your zero thing. You're filming. You hurt your knee, but then you're doing the heroin thing.
Not yet.
Skateboarding,
Yeah,
by
not
the way,
yet.
not-
Oh, I'm doing
Yeah.
the Lifeblood thing still, and I've been living in California for almost 10 years. I actually went through a breakup too, and was like, you know, screw it. I'll drive my car out to California and see what happens.
Okay.
And I didn't know what I was gonna do, where I was gonna stay. I ended up going to Oregon. Once I was in there, I left my car with some friends, and that's how I ended up skating a contest with Tactics that they were putting on. That's how I ended up riding for them, and I ended up winning some money from there. I was able to use that money when I went back to California to get to pay for the first month and the last month rent, and then just kept keep going to contests and more things to keep it going and going and going. But if it wasn't for me going to that contest, I don't even know. I wouldn't have the house I have now. That's for sure.
Right. And then, but heroin, like I said, we were talking about Foz and
Yeah.
everybody. Do you skate the big egg-shaped boards or anything? Like,
I try to. I definitely always have one set up. It's always in the
Okay.
car. Yeah. Oh, the Eggzilla. Yeah, that's
that's a whole different story.
yeah, that's a whole other game. Yeah.
But heroin is famous for their
yeah,
egg shapes.
yeah. I have it as a cruiser board. I can skate them. I'm not the biggest fan of tapered tails, so I do. I like just a classic. He's been doing a lot of symmetrical boards right now, so I love just the popsicle classic shape. That's what I've skated my whole life, and I really loved how the nose and tails are on it.
Dude, he's Foz is one of the he's a really good dude. Nicest
yeah.
dude. I'm stoked for all of his success, especially right now. Like, I feel like he's killing it at the moment.
Yeah, you see his art everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right.
And he's my favorite artist too, so I'm very thankful to be able to ride
Dude.
for that.
And he
Yeah.
sponsors some old dudes too.
Yeah,
Pretty
oh, yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
Ira's on there. Tim's on there.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
we have good times with both those guys, and
Yeah.
this dude Casey comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and then the younger guys, Swampy, he's got the dude Nolan that rides for him. He's really, really good. Dead Dave, that guy's a blast.
His nicknames.
Yeah.
Dead Dave.
They were on some trip recently. Did you guys?
What's
Did
that?
you go on that?
I didn't get to know a lot of times that
There he is.
I always got something always going on, but they're trying to do more trips. They're trying to get some more stuff going on. I got a part coming out this year with them, so
Sick.
I've been working on that. Plus, I've been working on a Fallen Am part as well that's supposed to come out this year.
Dude, what that? Do you see Tim's clip right there?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Wait, did I just miss it? Wait,
Tim's
is it after
killing it.
this?
Oh, this dude's gnarly. He does like the crazy Smith 360s out and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I
Wait,
see
did I
him around
just
here.
not? What happened to? Oh, it's not the right.
Wow, look at that.
50-50. What do you call
This
that?
is Tim's clip right here. Let me blunt into the
That's
scraps.
yeah.
Let me knock 3 cones over
How do
and
you
come
think
out.
of that?
No, but he brought the cones back up. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
they
That was the
all
trick.
stood up
That was the
after.
trick.
Let me watch them. Let me watch.
Yeah,
it.
watch the whole thing, Chris.
Movie magic. Tim magic.
You've seen the clip with him when he does the tech deck on the while
Oh,
he's
dude,
doing the
100
slide.
yeah.
That's the best.
Here we go.
Too good.
Yeah, he like put him on his nose and then flipped it back up.
See?
Back up.
Pretty sick.
They lined up so well when they stood back up too, like straight.
Did you mean to do that?
Ira's sick. Yeah. So you said you guys are both down in OC. I'm sorry. Where were you at now?
Oceanside.
You're in Oceanside,
Solana Beach.
Solana Beach, and you're in Oceanside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both live together.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how's
In the
that?
same
Do you guys
house.
still like each other? I mean, you're brothers. Right? I mean, is it,
I mean, we have our own room,
Okay.
so we need to step away from each other.
well, I didn't think you had
Yeah.
bunk beds still. Like, you know.
No, it goes well. We also have another roommate, Nevin, and he's really chill.
He films too.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Okay.
he films, so he'll come out with us sometimes and grab a second angle of whatever we're doing, whether it's their skating or our YouTube. And yeah, he's super chill. He doesn't even throw parties. Our old roommate would throw about 5 parties a week, and it got a little hectic sometimes. Like I'd be chilling in the living room, and then all of a sudden it's like 2:30 a.m. and he brings like 7 random dudes from the bar over to hang out and party until 6, and we're like, dude, this is getting a little old, but
It's typical
It's like-
skate house, dude.
Yeah,
it's
That's
like
some-
I mean I
yeah.
can handle that for sure, but when you're doing it 5 nights a week, it gets a little too much.
Yeah.
Having a mini bar doesn't help
but
either.
oh, yeah, we have a little
party.
We have a bar like in our garage that we built and stuff, but we still love that dude too. Our old roommate, he is super
Shout out
sick.
Danny Cardenas.
Yeah.
There you go.
We went filming the other day too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
it's one of my
Yeah.
best friends.
What do you guys? What's filming scenarios like? Are you guys skating parks and practicing, or is it not practice, but trying to get tricks down, or are you just out filming all the time?
I mean, I definitely plan things out if it's for
Yeah.
zero. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go practice at the skate park before I go to the spot.
Yeah.
But if it's for YouTube, like, no, we're not practicing. We're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to like, oh, I have this idea, let's do this, or it's kind of a lot of it's on the spot.
Sometimes I'll practice while we're doing the YouTube if I have a planned trick for like a Saturday. Like, all right, I'm gonna like back 50 that thing on Saturday. So while I'm doing this YouTube video, I'm gonna practice back 50s or incorporate it with it to help.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you guys are really splitting your time between, because this is just, the YouTube thing is recent as well,
Yeah.
right? And like, if I can get this right, let me know. If it's not, then let me know. But you guys, during the pandemic, you guys moved back to Florida, right, with your parents.
I was visiting at the time,
You were
but
visiting.
ended up staying
Yeah.
because of all that.
Right.
I broke my toe and then I had no choice. And then my parents were like, well, we've always needed our house painted. And I was like, well, I guess. I'm like, well, I can't skate, I'll paint the house for you.
In the
whatever.
meantime, we'll put ramps going down the house. So you guys were putting ramps like off the roof over the thing. I mean, you guys were kind of going viral at that moment too, right? And then
Yeah.
Chase hit you up from the Berrics, is that
Correct.
right? And then wanted
Correct.
you to do like a house video or something?
Yeah, I just like do like more roof skating. We'll make an edit or whatever, like skating around the house, and I didn't really know where it was gonna go. And yeah, I just told him like, all right, like give us a couple weeks, but we ended up filming for like 6 weeks doing that, and
you guys were just filming with your iPhones, right? You
Yeah,
had no
we had
cameras.
no
you were
camera
just
at the time.
iPhoning
I think
it.
I was between cameras at the time, and we just filmed that whole thing with our iPhones. It was
Right.
iPhone
crazy.
10.
How did
Well,
you guys
yeah.
plan any of this stuff out? Like, did you guys have a vision before? Like,
Yeah,
you
A
started
little bit.
I mean, I always had like just looking up at the roof. I always had ideas, but it finally gave us like
Yeah.
the
See
opportunity
if you
to
can find
do
that,
them.
Jason, real
we
quick.
we put it's on like the world's greatest quarantine, the Berrics, but we kept having new ideas the whole time we were filming, so we had a list on our iPhones that we would just keep adding to it, like, oh, let's put a
Yeah.
rail on the roof, bolt it into the roof. Let's like
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, first, So this is your parents' house.
Right.
And so you were going, oh, I always wanted my house to get painted.
This stuff
so
right
you went
here.
from that to this.
Yeah, parents must not have been. Come on, well, they weren't. They weren't
how'd they
stoked.
feel about
Hey,
that?
if we grinded or slid
I
something, I
think
paint it back.
the most mad we've ever seen our dad was when we bolted that rail on the roof. Because he's like, you put holes into the roof, the rain's going to leak into my
I'm like,
garage.
no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill it. Don't worry.
That was gnarly. I remember seeing that randomly.
Yeah.
All that stuff though we were doing when like our dad was at work, like,
okay.
and it was so much work, like dragging the ramps and the skate light over, and then like, oh man, it's like almost 5 o'clock. We gotta hurry up and get this
God.
stuff out here.
And then you show them afterwards. Look what we did, Dad.
Did you show
pretty
them
much.
way after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like a week or I think halfway through, he's like, let me just show me everything. I already know you've done stuff, and it's done now, so I can't go back and change it. Just show me. And then he ended up being hyped on it. He's like, well, yeah, I mean, the roof is still up there, so.
I felt like I worked a construction job during that time.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well,
we
look
were
at
so
this.
in shape after that.
We would need each other to help carry pieces sometimes, but sometimes everybody would be inside and you'd be so over it trying to get this skate spot before daylight. You'd be like, whatever, I'll just carry this sheets of skate light by myself.
Well, look at this. Look at the setup you guys built, though. This is like
Yeah.
monstrous.
So I did most of that right after my knee surgery, so I couldn't skate. So I had something to look forward to when I could skate again. So like that whole like section, like from the mini ramp over, like pretty much all the street stuff. I built that while
incredible.
So you built the stuff closest. Is that
to
what you're
it. Yeah, like
okay.
the flat bar, the handrail, the stairs, like the little pyramid and all that was during my recovery.
I think the mini ramp we had since
Yeah,
like, what,
the
like
mini ramp and
2009
And
or
the fiber
something.
rider thing behind there is really old. That thing's from like the 60s or 70s. It's came from like multiple properties. It was used in a Jackass film at one time.
Yeah, the first Jackass movie, it was supposed to be used in the original ending. They had like a Rube Goldberg machine, you know, the chain reaction thing. And basically, like, each one got hurt, which led to something else falling onto another member. But that slide was incorporated somehow, or not the fiber rider.
And you just kept adding on and adding on and extending
a lot
it.
of that skate light and wood would come from like skate parks that were closing down. Like some of those sheets are from the Vans Orlando skate park, and then like the handrails are from this Midtown skate park that had closed down. Or then like some homies were like moving. They're like, I gotta get rid of my mini ramp. Like, yeah, I'll take it. Like, I'll figure out something to do with it, and I'll just like turn it into other ramps.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
So when this video came out, because this was like your, you know, I feel like this turned you guys on to making videos and putting it on YouTube. I feel like
Yeah.
this video was the catalyst of like, hey, maybe we got something here. We did this for the Berrics, but like, maybe we could do something because your channel started shortly
For
after
sure.
this.
Well, we did this whole video, and the Berrics, like, we did it for the Berrics, and
Yes.
they edited this. But we had so much fun, and during the process, Brandon Novak, like Bam's friend, saw a clip of Dalton skating Maitland quarters. and
Somehow, I don't even know how.
Yeah,
Doing a
and-
front blunt slide. And then he hit up his filmer and he's like, hey, you know where this is? And he goes, yeah, I actually used to live there. And I know that dude. His mom gave me a ride like 10 years ago to an after party. Yeah. Because it was at the ASR or something. And so he hit me up and I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember that. But like, you know, I was kind of young. So it was so long ago. And he's like, hey, like, Novak's stoked on the spot. Like, we're thinking about coming out. You think you can show us around? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And they came like right away, like a few days later. And after that, we showed them and everything. And
we
Novak got
paused
super.
filming too.
Yeah, we had to pause for this.
the Berrics thing, and then
Okay.
and then hung out with Novak.
Yeah, Novak got stoked, and he's like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna hit up Bam, you know, and tell him about you guys. You guys should come out to the castle, you know, see if it's cool if you can stay there or whatever." And we're like, "Yeah, let us know. Like, we'll leave right now."
Because that was your first YouTube video. Was
That
at Bam's
exactly,
Castle.
and that's what I was gonna say. We had so much fun doing the whole quarantine edit for the Berrics. I'm like, let's just do our own. So then when we went to Bam's house, like a week after, or the next day, basically after we finished this, I'm like, let's film all that too, and then we'll just do it ourselves.
Right.
And then, but then we didn't do another YouTube video for like maybe a year and a half because we were just busy and it wasn't the right time yet.
Because also the Bam video it wasn't like your videos now. It was just a skate edit, pretty
Right,
much. You just
right.
filmed your stuff. You put music to it. It was just kind of the traditional,
Yeah.
like at-home YouTube video.
but
type.
I love that video. I think it turned out so good.
Yeah,
So much
let's
fun.
see
Yeah.
what
Not
this-
even the best stuff was in that though. We actually held off because the dude Lonnie was saving it for his edit.
Yeah, so they filmed a bunch of gnarly stuff at Bam's house that we didn't even get to put it in our edit because he's like, don't use that.
Yeah, 2 projects. Like, all right, we'll film for this, we'll film for us.
Quick edit, but also this was 2020, correct? You literally started your YouTube channel, posted this video, right, and then you didn't post again
for a while, like 2022 probably or something.
Really?
Yeah. I think I stayed in Florida because I got a job actually filming and editing for a big YouTuber down there named Ross Creations. It's not like skate related. He does like pranks and vlogging stuff. Like some of it was funny, but not like our style, but it was work and he paid me well and I got to learn how YouTube worked. So it was important that I did that, I feel now. Yeah. And it got to the point where I wasn't too happy working for him. He kind of overworked all of his employees. There was a lot of good things about the job, but it was just a little too much. I didn't have my free time and I wanted to skate more. So, and the whole goal was to go to film school and move to California. And I put that on hold to work for that guy. So then once I quit, pretty quickly I moved to California and was like, let's do our own thing. Like I can see how profitable and how valuable YouTube can be from working with this other guy. Like this, like we can do it. And then we started.
When you guys heard that he wanted to really go for this YouTube thing, how did you guys receive that? Like, were you into it right away? Because like there is there was and still is a little bit of it is diminishing, but there is how YouTube's viewed a different way, you know, in skateboarding. There's a stigma attached to it, you know, and it is going away, like I said, but I think for him to come at you guys, already got you're on Heroin Skateboards, Zero, Fallen, like this could not be the farthest thing from what we want to do.
Yeah, I was worried. I was like, how are all these sponsors going to feel about it? And it was a big step for us to do that.
We definitely got some hate at first.
Hate from the industry, like your friends?
Or
just like
friends.
And then like a year or two later, the same people, I know who you are, have be like, oh, you guys are doing so great now. So good you did that. Like,
I'm excited to watch the new episodes.
I had a vision and I told him, I'm like, dude, it's not going to be like these other skate YouTube channels. Like it's going to be sick. It's going to be different. It's going to be more about skating, not talking about your day and your feelings. Like it's gonna be rad. Like and I had to kind of convince him of that at first.
You had the vision.
Yes. Yeah.
And your vision wasn't a talking head type YouTube. It was more of like out in the fields, right? Documenting the skateboarding,
and celebrating skating, talking about other people, so it's not just us. Like we were like show that we love skating. Show like and I'm not trying to talk bad about anyone. And everyone's got a place on YouTube and people do legitimately, like there's a crowd that enjoys that other kind of YouTuber, but for us I was like telling him like we're not gonna go and start the video by getting breakfast and then go to the skate park and talk about the tricks we're gonna do and then do the tricks maybe at the end. Like it's gonna go straight to it and
very fast paced.
And I wanted it to be more like a TV show that you would see on the old Fuel TV or something. Like that was my vision. So
it's interesting because I feel. Go ahead, somebody.
I was going to say, how did your sponsors feel about it initially, and then how do they feel about it now?
I think I just didn't really care that much.
Okay. Kind of had to not care.
Yeah. I think I was just like, no, like I kind of looked at it as like an investment down the line. We weren't putting like that much work into it at first until we kind of saw like, oh, okay, like money's starting to come in from it, like maybe we should start going harder at it. Like so compared to like then and now, we put a lot more work into the videos.
It's a process. YouTube's definitely a process. And going back to what you said too, it's like I feel like YouTube skateboarding right now, there's a template, right? And a lot of these YouTube skateboarders get into this and they just go off of the template, right? Which is rad, but I feel like everybody's going to find their place eventually and morph that template, right? So they're going to take whatever they're doing and then kind of go off into what they shape it into, right? So, but I feel like they start off doing the same thing, which you wanted to stay away from.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really watch any of the other skate YouTubers just because I don't want to fall into like I don't want to copy anyone, first of all, but I also don't want to. I just don't want our videos to even be near any of that. I want it to be our own. So like I'll watch them here and there, like some of them. Like I got a couple, like Jason Parks, like shout out to him. I think his YouTube, like he has his moments where he has some really good videos. And like even Garrett Ginner has some good videos, but then there's a lot of filler on a lot of these channels that I don't think you need. And so I just wanted to stay away from all that.
Yeah, I actually like tune into a lot of like skate. I watch more skate YouTuber stuff than I do skate videos because I'm interested in it. I want to see what they're doing. I want to because I have my own YouTube channel and
I've watched it. I like it. I watched the one where you went up into the skate shop and like Heath Kirchhardt's like
yeah.
That video was sick. I like that one.
Thank you, bro. You should watch them all, man. They're great. But and mine's totally different than, it's really fast paced. It's just cut. It's me and Tim just, bantering and stuff like that. But, I don't know. It's just, where was I going with that? I don't remember. But you guys, so you wanted to just set yourselves apart. Oh no, I do watch. I just like to see what's going on. We're in skating. We're in the same thing. My shit's totally different, but I want to keep up with everybody. I want to know what they're doing. I want to see if they're growing. I want to see if their content is changing from what they, the template to morphing it into whatever they want to,
I do stop by like YouTube channels sometimes and we'll watch a video, but what I like to do is instead of watching skate YouTube channels, I watch big YouTube channels that have nothing to do with skating and see their editing style, I'm like, how can I make this and turn that into a skateboarding idea? And then that's what I like to do because they're getting millions of views. So that's clear. They're clearly doing something right. So,
well, also, we're in skateboarding. There's a ceiling. Right.
There is.
Unless you do some crazy, insane video, you're not going to get millions of views. You're going to stay in that cap under that ceiling of skateboarding, right?
For sure.
I think I was going to say the videos you guys do at the skate tourism stuff. I'm a huge fan of skate tourism personally, so it's cool to see someone like yourself do that. And you guys, I wouldn't say you're the first people to ever do it, but to actually make a channel for it's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Yeah. How did that come about?
So I know that like on video you used to do the spot checks, but I actually never even knew that when we started the first one.
It was 4-1.
Or 4-1-1.
4-1 did it.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
But they, I guess, sorry. They on video did do like little things on it too. But yeah.
I found that out when I was doing research on our second spot history video for the Carlsbad Gap. I found the Carlsbad Gap one that they did. And I was like, oh, this idea's kind of been done, but let's make sure we do this in a different way. But also, it's not being done right now. So I think we're good to do it. But basically, I kept telling Kanaan, like, yo, you guys have all this gnarly footage from back in the day that we can't even use because it's just old footage, but let's figure out a way to do it. So he did selfie lip slide down El Toro. And I was like, dude, that would be such a sick video, but it can't just be the selfie lip slide. So what we should do is go to El Toro and talk about the selfie lip slide and then name off all of our favorite tricks that had gone down over the years, and we'll show the clips right after, and then we'll show what El Toro looks like in today's age. And that sounds like a good video to me. And he's like, all right, yeah, let's try it. And that was our first episode, right, of the Spot History series. And we might actually redo that episode at some point because we didn't really do the full history. We just kind of, on the spur of the moment, like named off some of our favorites off the top of our head. And then it wasn't until like Carlsbad where we're like, no, let's like go into the full history, get like the first person that skated the spot all the way to the end, and
kind of like chronological order.
Yeah, so we might redo that El Toro episode in the future, but it's been going well and people have been loving it.
Yeah, those are our first videos that really blew up too. Like the spot histories, so we definitely.
I think it's pretty interesting. Like when I do mine, I just do mine on my Instagram story, and like when you showcase a place that sometimes there might be a spot right next to it that people didn't realize that was there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like to see the whole scope of it, how maybe small or how different angle it is, like it's pretty cool.
We went to the San Clemente knobbed rail, and then they got that like A-frame kind of rail next to it at the same spot, and a ton of people skate that rail too. So we're like, oh, we'll just include all the tricks on that one as well.
And that little, there used to be that little 6-stair rail now right there too.
Yeah. That rail's gone now, but we talked about that too in that video.
But his spots in skateboarding are super important and super historical, and I think you guys do a really good job at documenting that spot because spots aren't going to be there forever. Like the Santa Monica, the West LA Courthouse is eventually going to be torn down.
Yeah.
And even if I see somebody that's skating the sand gaps and they're from out of town and they're like, where should I go? I'm like, well, if you like the history of skateboarding, go to the West LA Courthouse because it's not going to be there forever. And you could say that you've been there, and exactly. you can look back on it and be like, damn, I went there before they tore that down. That's sick.
A lot of people have been coming up to us too saying like, you know, what you guys are doing is important because you're preserving the history of our sport. And I didn't even look at it like that at first, but it makes me feel good that that's what people are viewing this as.
As he's saying that, we're watching Dan Peugeot do this.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm not going to rewind that.
Bro, it's gnarly.
But we get told the same thing as like preserving some type of like history in skateboarding and like people's journey and what they're all about and stuff like that.
It also puts a lot of pressure on us because we talk about the tricks, make our list, but then I go into a deep dive on the internet to try and look up like what else we don't know about, and I try and include everything that I can.
So you're the research person.
Oh yeah, I'll go on Reddit, the Slap message boards, I'll type in keywords, I'll take photos of the spot and put them in a reverse image search because sometimes that'll come up with like we found some tricks. I'm like, oh no way, like Adrian Mallory crooked Cyclops, like that almost got left out of that video, but I did a reverse image search of another photo as Cyclops and found that last second. He did it in the first King of the Road, like he did a crook down Cyclops. So I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I found that. But then, like we always miss a couple, and people in the comments are like, how could you? Right. And you know, we try our best, but
for sure,
yeah.
Oh my! You're bringing back. I grew up right next to El Toro High School, so like my homie Ryan Danitel, he back when he hated back in the day. It's amazing. Thank you. Like people that like, I'm not gonna say they got forgotten about, but some things got overlooked from back in the day. Like it was crazy things. So that's rad that you guys highlighted those points in history.
So when Destin is doing the research, and then I assume you feed it to these guys and make like a list of like exactly what you guys want to talk about. And are you doing research with you guys too, or are you kind of like
we definitely know
lead?
a lot that's been done.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, he'll send the list, and I'll sometimes even like send it to my friends, like John Evans. He's like a big skate nerd too, and I'll send like, hey, do you think like we missed anything? And sometimes he'll know some things that we didn't know about, or I'll be like, oh damn, you're right, I forgot about that one.
Right.
I think it's cool too that you get to like put your take on the actual spot because you guys are heavy skateboarders, and if people are watching it and they're like, "Whoa, these guys think that spot's gnarly," and like, "What's wrong with it?" And that's pretty cool hearing it from your perspective.
And they always try and skate the spot too at the end of the video.
That gets stressful though.
I mean, that Encinitas drop, like, that wasn't even planned that he was gonna try it, and he went for it, and that's our biggest video on our channel.
That's me
now.
trying to ollie it.
Woke
when I was
up
18.
straight to that.
That's a BAM, the one that you had BAM on, right? Yeah.
Oh, the tail drop?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another one where people are like, was Aaron Harrison, I guess, ollied into the bank, and we talk about that in the video, but everyone's like, he's the one that skated it first. I'm like, well, yes, and I do regret not emphasizing that more, that he had the first legit trick at the spot, but the video is kind of more on the sign and going off the sign, which is what the title's all about. But that's like another regret. I wish we kind of focused on that more.
That was Thrill of It All, right?
Yeah, and Thrill of It All. And he did it again. No, Welcome to Hell, he ollied into the bank. And then he did it again for Thrill of It All for a fisheye angle.
Oh, okay.
So he did that twice, actually. But yeah, maybe we should have talked about that a little more. But
there's always a would have, should have, could have. You know, even when we do interviews here, it's always like cameras shut off. We're like, oh, we didn't talk about
But shout out to Aaron Harrison because he is the first to get a legit clip on that spot.
Okay.
Well, I want to like these guys always told me I should do it too, but like with the spots that you're looking at, are these all spots that you guys are genuinely interested in, like that you would want to skate?
Kind of.
Or just kind of like historic spots, because like I like ledge spots, get like like table schools or something. It seems like you guys are researching these gnarly spots, which is awesome. But because that's what you guys like to skate, so is that kind of a normal theme for you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely like we like the bigger spots, and I think they. I don't know. They're interesting to us, and then they're. I mean, if we went to a ledge spot, like they're not ledge skaters, so if they skate at the end, they got their bag of tricks for sure. But like, I think people are gonna be more impressed when they see like Kanaan grind a 20 rail.
And you've been watching people skate those spots for so long, so it's natural for you guys.
Or maybe if it's a spot that is going to be torn down, or maybe you hear that this is not going to be there for that much longer, maybe we should go do something there.
Yeah, I mean the courthouse spot is our most requested one, and we might do a video there, but I don't know if it'll be a full on spot history. But I
mean, to be honest though, like, and I grew up skating there, so I'm biased, but there's history.
Too much.
I know.
It's overwhelming.
I need your help.
Oh, dude, I'll call
we were gonna do a spot history at the Venice pits, but it's like so hard to research that. Like a lot of it's just not online and clear, and we weren't there.
Right.
So we did a video at Venice, but we just didn't really title it as a spot history video. We just briefly touched on it and then did a montage of the park.
And it is buried in the sand.
Yeah,
and
that'd
Yes,
be a big
yeah.
problem.
tough, But
Right.
yeah, it's something like the courthouse. Like that is a very important, part of history of skating, and all the people that have come through there, and also the changes that it's been through. It was like illegal to skate there, then it was legal, then they redid the pond, and then they tore it down, then they redid it, then Nike came in, and and then the nose grind across the leg. Like there's so much stuff,
Yeah, that's gonna be a long one if we do that.
Yeah. What was your guys' favorite one you've done so far?
Mine's this one, the Encinitas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a highlight. The water gap, the Carlsbad water gap
Yeah.
one,
Yeah,
the
that was-
Cobra golf gap. That
Yeah.
one we just did. That one was fun. And then Atlanta 4 and 5 block. I'm really proud of how that turned out. Yeah.
Well, so
we got Reynolds in that one.
Oh wait, he was
Yeah.
he was there.
No, we interviewed him.
Oh, okay.
But we did take Tommy Sandoval there, and he was there with us.
Did he skate it?
He did, yeah. He skated the 4 block, and then
The picnic table.
and then we asked him about his tricks because he, I guess Thrasher did the Buster Bail there a long time ago, and he skated in that contest, so we were able to interview him on the spot about that.
Have you guys skated? Is it some of these times is it your first time there?
Yeah.
That's
Some of
kind
the
of
spots,
that's
yeah.
actually kind of like more of an initial reaction of how the spot is. Like it's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Oh, because
Yeah.
you get to see it firsthand. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and we start the cameras like when we leave the car. We don't like go up and then turn them on because we want that initial reaction. Like, oh, this is way gnarlier than we thought. Like, look at the crack before the pop. Like, crazy.
Pretty much how every spot is. It's always gnarlier in person.
And speaking of gnarly in person, like I've never been to the Encinitas drop-in thing, whatever it's called, but gnarly, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Sheckler's kickflip, tail drop.
Yeah.
I mean, like
it's
how-
even
terrible
gnarlier
spot.
it
now.
looks. When I first saw Sheckler's thing, I was like, oh, but then once you really look at it and dive into it, you're like, that was gnarly.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Like,
It
was
it's
psycho.
uphill of the gnarliest asphalt, like when you land and go down the bank.
And then Brandon Turner's switch.
Dude, I was thinking the whole time, like,
I know.
Psycho.
I had
I
the
mean-
thinnest pants on that day too, so I was so worried if they were just gonna come off.
How long did that take you?
I kept jumping off until like that was the first one I committed, and I was just like got as low as I could, and I was like, and just hung on, because I knew we needed it. This whole like it's crazy when we're there, you can kind of feel the magic happening, and then you like know where you need to end it with this trick, and then so after that, like before we even like made this video, we all just like had this good feeling, like I think we just did something,
Yeah.
Have you ever not done the trick? Like done a trick?
Sometimes,
Like,
yeah, because
Yeah.
we've been
Yeah.
hurt, or when we did the 20-stair video with Tommy Sandoval, we were about to go to Atlanta, like in a few days after that. So like, I want to jump down this, but I can't because I don't want to be broke off for this trip we're about to go on.
And we went
Yeah.
to Kanaan and I did Davis Gap. That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
popular one.
I
And
had just hurt
Kanaan
my
had
tailbone.
bad. Oh, that's what it was. The tailbone.
Yeah, I
bruised
slipped
tailbone.
back on a 5.0 on a round rail and just landed right on my tailbone on the rail, and I couldn't skate.
Yeah, we
like,
had a demo
2
the
weeks.
day before they went to that. I couldn't even go. I was so tired and beat up.
Yeah, we were at a hotel. We had no car, so we Ubered to the Davis Gap like 30 minutes away at like 7 in the morning because we had to be back to the hotel at 10 a.m. to go on the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
Wait, so you went there and just like
Just to-
look at the gap?
No, to film the whole spot history video.
Oh,
This
okay.
episode. Yeah, we planned it out,
Yeah.
and Kanaan
Wait.
and I went.
But you didn't skate.
No,
Okay.
this is
I mean,
tailbone.
to be honest, I wouldn't be skating that for
is-
YouTube.
it is psycho.
Do you
Yeah,
think
I
you would
was gonna
skate that for a video part?
I don't think anything would be worth me doing. Like, I could probably ollie north it. Like,
What about heel flip?
there's maybe the Kanaan like 10 years ago.
I regret not going.
Now I just kind of stick to the rails.
You didn't go on this?
No, I was so beat up from doing the demo. You know how Mike V said, like, he's like, if you're gonna do a demo, like, you gotta put it all in. So that was burnt into my brain. So like, I always wanted to, put it all in at the demo. So I was so beat up. But I wish I could have at least tried to melon down this just to know how it would feel. You
Yeah,
know?
he would have meloned it for sure.
Now, that's a good question, though. Like, when you guys are planning these videos out, do you try to get everybody there together? Or does it matter if one person's out or whatever? Are you like, oh, we have to have the whole crew there?
If we have 2 out of the 3 3, then I'm happy. But we try and always have 3.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not going there by yourself.
No, I'm not going to go and do a spot history by myself. But
And you edit all these.
100% of all of them, yeah.
And you got to pull. You guys try at least to put out a video a week.
A week, yeah. That's been our plan. It was every Wednesday. We've kind of shifted recently because
Why?
we want the quality to be. I wasn't happy with some of the videos because I felt like they were rushed. And then once we missed one Wednesday, I'm like, it's just not going to happen. The video's not ready. Then I felt like the weight was lifted. I'm like, we don't, like, no one went crazy online. Like, where's the video? And like, everything was okay. Let's just aim for one video a week, whether it's Wednesday or Friday, Saturday. I don't care. Let's make sure they're ready to go out.
So you still want to try to put out a video a week, but the day doesn't matter to you.
Exactly. And, I spend, some of the videos are easy to edit, maybe like 20 hours of editing time. And some of them are like 50, 60 hours. And I've been, especially when we had that hard deadline of Wednesday, I would pull like 2 all-nighters in a row where I was sleeping maybe like, I don't know, 2 hours a night or something, if that, like just take a little nap and then go back to the editing. And then it's like, okay, that video's done. What are we filming for the next week?
One,
And it was getting really hard. So sometimes, though, we get ahead and we film a couple easy ones and then I can get a breather.
That's
and I'm
good.
like, we're sitting on like 2 or 3 videos.
Because you guys sounds like you guys are just chilling. Not chilling, but like you guys can just
when
go
he's
do.
doing all that, then we're focused on our sponsors.
Or,
Yeah.
hey, sometimes I'm beat up because I'll jump off a thing and like an 18 stair video or whatever, and I'm not skating for 2 days after that.
Dude, the editing process is tough, though, dude.
Oh, yeah,
That's
no,
a
I don't wanna do that.
burnout.
Yeah.
Would you rather edit or jump off an 18 stair?
Well, me, I wish. Okay, if I had their skill, sure, but like that looks cooler. But I know that I think I'm really good at editing. I've spent a lot of time. I got my first camera when I was 15, and I started editing shortly after that. So I've put in a lot of time to learn like Premiere and After Effects and all that. So.
Well, it's funny, like
I think
that's like what you're kind of born to do. Like that's what you like to do. And then it's just funny.
I do enjoy it. Yeah.
He filmed our first Sponsor Me tapes.
Yeah.
Perfect. When you guys like started making money at this, was there like a talk between like revenue splitting and like, oh, but I'm editing and you got like, how do you guys work that out?
Yeah, we split it 3 ways, but I get a little bit more of the cut because I am putting in more time on the
We'd have to
editing.
pay an editor anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. And then you guys do put clips in from videos and you leave the music there. You leave a snippet of music. Now, is that I know that's intentional, but you have to then upload it, see if something gets flagged, and then take it down and use only a certain
right
because
there's fair use laws. So I think you're allowed to use around 8 seconds of any song, and it won't get flagged for copyright. And same with like videos, like as far as like using the footage on a video, it's all falls into fair use because we're adding commentary and changing the meaning of the video. And so we could do that with like a Hollywood film, show a clip of like the Joker if we wanted to, and it falls under fair use if we're talking about it.
Yeah, sometimes it's best to stay away from that type of stuff. We've noticed that it just becomes a hassle. Like right now, we didn't want to do it's like MTV or Olympics or some of these people have a hold on it. And so when we upload something, we play a clip, we got to take it down, we got to censor it, we got to do all this stuff to it, then we got to re-upload it. Oh, it got flagged again. We got to take it down. Like we just had in Margie's episode, we had an Olympics thing in there. Lower third, I mean, just a picture-in-picture. We blurred it, put censored over it. It still flagged it.
Dude,
still flagged.
wow.
We had to do it over and over and over again until we just finally put a black. We just turned it all black.
Wow.
And finally, but some people, they have a stronghold over that. They don't want any of their content out there, which is mind-blowing to me.
I think technically you could fight it if you tried hard enough.
We don't want to do that. Who cares?
Exactly. And some of these companies, like when it gets into the whole Hollywood time or like the big time TV networks, they're going to just be like, no.
Which is so stupid to me because like we've talked about MTV, like if you're they should be happy that we're talking about some of their shit that's old and revisiting that and maybe like sending people back to their YouTube channel and like that type of stuff does not make sense to me. I'm like, dude, if people rip our shit all the time. All I care about is just tag us.
It's extra promotion.
Tag us, put our link in the description, do whatever you want. I don't care. It's just better for us. We don't you're doing all the work. Like it's free promotion.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that part. But so you definitely have run into like instances where you got to take it down, re-upload it.
For the music, if I
Yeah,
run a clip
yeah.
too long, we've never uploaded a video and then got flagged. Like I upload a video and it's on private link, and I let it sit for a second, and then it tells us like, oh no, that song's not going to work. You got to trim it
Exactly.
shorter.
Right.
But yeah, so we figure that out that way, and then it's worked out so far.
So for you guys, a YouTube game, much like us, is kind of trial and error. You kind of figure it out. Maybe somebody says something, because it's a hard world to navigate. Really, it's ever changing. The algorithms changing. It's tough. You know, you become also reliant on like putting out content, like you said, like once a week, and you become like. You know,
One thing
it becomes a job where you need it to
For sure.
survive.
Oh, yeah.
And when
It's
you
fun,
don't meet
but
those
yeah.
requirements, you're like, you know. Imagine like working at a job every day and you work the same amount of hours, but then they're like, you know what, this week we're gonna pay you half. And you're like, I put in the same amount of work. I put in the same, like, why?
Yeah.
And it's just that's
Yeah.
what YouTube is.
I feel like that happened to me before.
So you know.
Yeah.
But it's-
we don't
it's-
have as many hours for you anymore, buddy. Sorry.
It sucks, man.
One thing that helped us, we started putting out shorts every day, so that helped get a lot more subscribers
Yeah.
and more attention. And even you make a little money from shorts, but not as much as the videos, so it definitely helped.
So you cut together the shorts and
I
everything
do,
too.
and it's I've been taking a break from it from the last week or two, but I'm gonna start posting every day on them again on the shorts, because even that is just time consuming, like an extra hour or so to like clip it together, and I subtitle all of them and all that. It's just, but
how many episodes are you guys ahead?
right now we actually
I just have one, or no, we have 2 videos.
Well, we have 2 videos filmed, but we dropped today. And I mean, I know that this is going to air later, but we dropped the first episode of a 4-part series of basically a documentary of that whole quarantine story and meeting Bam and winning that Liquid Death contest. And we're going to drop it like the second part tomorrow, the next part the day after that. So,
Oh, well, you guys are
yeah.
doing day. Is this
Well,
an experiment?
well,
Yes.
kind of, but we filmed it all and I cut it together and it's like 2 hours. And I was like, should we upload a 2-hour documentary on our YouTube? I don't know if that's smart.
Right.
And so then we decided to break it up into 4 sections, but we are dropping them all like one day apart right now.
Okay, and that's
We've never done that before,
Right,
like
yeah.
4 days back to back to back.
I'll tell you what, man. Sometimes you get people hooked that way. Like I said, sometimes I watch a lot of the skate YouTubers just to see what they're doing. And Garrett Ginner was moving houses, and he was putting out a YouTube video a day about moving. And I kind of got hooked on it. I was like, oh, let's see. He had to tear down his ramp and then move houses and do all this stuff. And I think he was like uploading every day. And so you could actually get people kind of drawn in. Like I was actually like drawn in. Like, what's he gonna do now? Is he gonna? Oh, he's got spiders everywhere. He's gonna, you know.
But he has something. I think he has something interesting going on in his life where he's moving.
Yes.
If he tried to do that and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do my daily routine,
Right.
then it starts.
Oh,
like,
if every day he
quantity
woke up
over
and brushed his
quality
teeth,
is
I'd be like,
not-
all right,
Yeah,
let's move on from that.
Where's he
exactly.
going?
Yeah, yeah.
Not always the way to go, but
Right.
but in that instance, that's a great example because that I'm sure that is very interesting to watch that right now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like as skateboarders being pro or whatnot, do you feel like this has helped your skateboard career? This YouTube?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not at first,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
that they all see, like, oh, okay, like see what we're doing with it, and it's like anything, it's how you do it.
Yeah.
Because you
So-
guys, like, I mean, it's so hard to make money as a skateboarder and make a living. I almost feel like this is the way to kind of
Yeah, definitely.
put
Like
yourself out there.
I used to work like a lot of side jobs, and I don't do that anymore now, thanks to the YouTube.
Oh,
Same,
good, yeah.
same here.
amazing.
I quit my
Nice.
job.
That's super
Yeah.
dope.
I'm out of here. Well, it wasn't like that. So thanks for everything.
But
I'm hyped to hear that for you guys. That's really rad.
to kind of piggyback off what Kelly was saying, I do think that there is a movement now going on, and everybody is going to YouTube. And like I said before, it is kind of like this like template that people are using to kind of enter into YouTube. And then you kind of see, I mean, Brad Cromer's on YouTube now. Like, there's so many
Pedro Delfino.
Pedro Delfino.
Yeah, I like his videos. He's sick.
And
dude.
Figgy.
Tom
Figgy.
Yeah.
Tom
T-Rod.
Asta.
That surprised me. The Figgy one. I was like, wow, this dude's on YouTube.
Yeah,
His-
Tom Asta,
so-
P-Rod.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
there is a movement going on.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot more people have joined.
Yeah. And so it's going to be interesting to kind of see where it goes because, listen, when we grew up skating, the companies were kind of, hey, hey, we need you to do this. We need you to shoot an ad. We're going to film a video. Like, it was the company's responsibility to get that skater out there. It's reversed now. Now it's a skater's objective to figure out what that, and the company kind of piggybacks off of what the skater's doing, essentially. They're just reposting everything, right? So now it's kind of like up to the skater. And there is money. People live on YouTube.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's on your TV. I live on YouTube. I'm watching it all the time.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a big push. And I think a lot of people are going to kill it, and some people won't. It's just the way it goes. And I think even people who aren't even that good at skating are going to kill it just because of their personalities.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we're going to see a big change in where this YouTube skateboarding thing is going, and we're going to see people rise and fall off at the same time. I think you guys are you guys are on the rise. You know, you guys are doing a great job.
It's funny, like, for doing this podcast for almost 8 years now. It's like I've been skateboarding for over 5 years, whatever it is. But there's it's crazy where, like, people recognize you from YouTube or doing this podcast to, like, hey, you guys are gnarly skaters, but we watch your YouTube channel. How does that feel? Does that feel, we're like, I just fucking, I nollie flip boards to this freaking 10-stair rail, and you guys just care about, like, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll be at a spot and people will be driving by, Dern Bros.
I went to the SLS just now in San Diego, and I was just walking around the venue, and I had like a line of people trying to take photos with me at one part. And I'm like, my brothers are the ones that are the gnarly skaters, but sure, like, cool. Like,
some guy bought me a beer at the bar. He was sitting way far away too, and this bartender comes up and goes, "Hey, Santi bought you a beer," and I'm like, "What?" And I look over, this dude's like, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like, oh,
that's
weird.
Amazing.
It's weird.
It's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear you guys kind of like just embrace the YouTube channel, or just your YouTube channel, and where's that hat at? You guys, like, it was like, right there. Dude, Mario Bros. I'm a huge Mario Brothers fan.
That was my idea.
That was
his idea, yeah.
Yeah, the last Halloween Hellbomb, we all dressed up as the Mario characters.
That's amazing.
And then you guys just got your little plaque here. You brought it. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
We'll have you sign this after the show. We'll hang it up over there. No, but I mean, like, it's a listen to get, like, on one of your last videos, right? You did the hot ones, right? It's 11 days. It's at 25K, but the Carlsbad Gap 127. Let's just take the 25K one. To get 25,000 people to watch what you're doing is insane. Think about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Think about
if
that.
all those people were in like a theater, that would be massive, right?
Huge.
Yeah.
It's like going to a baseball game.
Yeah.
Fully stacked,
100%. So you got to think about it on that terms too. It's like, if a video doesn't do too well, like, do you get hung up on that at all? Or do you, like, say, oh man, why? Do you look into it? Do you?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I try and figure out, like, oh, why did this video not perform the best? But some videos I know, like, we're filming, I'm like, this is just to get us through another week, and let's make it as sick as we can. But it's obviously not going to get the views as, like, one of our spot history videos or the Game of Skate videos or whatever. But you know, I mean, sometimes we just got to get through the week.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. I love it. Do you guys do any of have you dabbled with live streaming on the YouTube, or do you want to do any of that?
I'm not really interested in it. I think there's a lot of live streamers. It's hard to keep it interesting because it's just all live. And I mean, a setting like this, for sure, like if we're all talking, but if it's like skating, there's just like gaps in between.
No. I didn't mean live streaming skating. I meant like a live stream where you guys are just talking to the chat and answering questions and kind of like a normal streamer does.
We haven't thought about it, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe like a Q&A session or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
And if you do that once, do you have channel members or a Patreon?
We have a Patreon that we just started.
Okay. Excuse me for interrupting, why not go to the channel members? Everybody lives on YouTube, all your audience.
Good question. I guess I just didn't look into it. I just have always heard about Patreon, so we went that route.
Okay.
And so far we have a few people signed up, but we've only been running it for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Look into the channel member stuff because that's what we were on Patreon. Again, early on, this was like 7 years. We didn't start it till like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and it was kind of a harder build. Patreon was kind of newer also at that time, but everybody just lived on our YouTube channel. So we were like, oh, YouTube introduced the same shit. It's perks and all that stuff. So we were like, oh, let's just do it on YouTube.
Makes sense. I think I will.
Well, wasn't
Just
one of the
looking.
reasons because like our videos we get age restricted or
We-
flagged as like the fireworks scene in the Darby Allen video. We couldn't put on YouTube because too many fireworks will get you age restricted.
Really?
Yeah.
Fireworks?
Well, we were throwing fireworks at Tommy Sandoval. So,
Hey, he was gonna get 500 if he made
Yeah,
it.
But don't
Darby
worry, we made sure he had like a paintball mask.
Yeah.
on,
but
so.
Darby was like, I'll give you 500 if you can run from that end of my skate park to that end before 30 seconds or something. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. But he had to go up a gnarly roll-in at the end, and we just threw all the mortars like at the roll-in. So they're exploding like right next to him.
But Darby's a maniac.
Exactly.
Like
I know.
I met him at
Good
the Nitro Circus thing. He's a maniac.
Yeah.
He's the nicest
He did a
dude.
backflip on the trike there or whatever.
Bro.
That was gnarly.
I was there. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. Did he do it when I was there? He might have done it a different time. Love the dude.
Oh, he's so nice. He's like so hospitable to us. Like he stayed at our house. We always get to stay at his house when we're in Atlanta.
Rad.
He's
Yeah.
so rad, and he rolls out the red carpet, and we'll be there, and like we'll be out skating. Like that video, we were out skating all day, and it was like 1 a.m. when we get home, and he's like, "Oh, you guys can finally hang out with me." And we stayed up like all night, and he brought out the 4-wheelers. We did
way.
the firework thing.
The
He was
Can-Am.
he's like, check this out. I got a flamethrower, like everything. But a lot, like we said, a lot of that couldn't go on YouTube because they'll flag it and we'll get less views.
So
and
you think that you?
so that's why we originally made the Patreon. We're like, oh, this can be our first Patreon video where it's like the uncensored, like
Well,
Darby
also,
Allen edit.
yes, I mean, there are stuff you could do on Patreon for sure. But if it's just little things like that, you can still post them on YouTube, get that age restriction, but still only your channel members are going to
Right,
see it.
and of
Right.
course they're going to go and watch it.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's interesting. I love talking about YouTube. We've just lived it for the last 8 years. So I want to learn everything about it. Like I love just rapping out with you guys and just picking your guys' brains about it.
Well, it's good that you
It's
guys can
hit or
focus.
miss.
You guys can focus on the skateboarding, and you can focus on the YouTube channel. That makes it like.
It's-
Yeah.
We make a good team that way for sure.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Got the PhD on YouTube over there.
You have to though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
if
listen
this
to-
is going to be your guys' like gig, like besides skateboarding, but like you got to know, it's an ever-changing universe.
What I find funny about YouTube, like obviously you two specifically know a lot about it, but when huge events happen, like when this whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake stuff happened, like watching YouTube at that time, watching the streamers and what videos were made was like when big events happen is when it's fun to watch YouTube for me. I don't know why.
Well, because something's happening.
something's happening and like this information starts coming out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's bullshit, but you're like, it's-
YouTube
The
drama.
submarine thing, I was really into that.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's its own thing, man. It's a living, breathing thing.
Yeah, and it is always changing. Like
It
I
is.
am constantly looking up like Mr. Beast. Like if he's on a podcast, I'm listening to it because he'll drop like key things that you need to know.
Yeah.
Like this is what YouTube's looking for now. The first 30 seconds has to be fast paced, like 3-second cuts. Like get your.
But then he's
audience
also changing
attached.
his stuff now too.
Exa- yeah,
he's
he
doing
is.
longer form content. He's slowing things down. He's telling more of a story. So
That's true.
That makes me think: is Mr. Beast doing this, or is YouTube telling Mr. Beast, "Hey, we're adjusting our algorithms a little bit," and Mr. Beast is like, "Oh, well, let's." I don't know.
That sounds-
It just makes
but you might have a good point.
it makes me just
Maybe.
think what's going on, or is it a combination of both? Because he always wants to change, expand on his content. You ever hear of Colin and Samir?
I don't think.
I'll
Oh
forward you-
wait, no, I think I have.
They have a
I know the
creator
name,
support, and
yeah.
they do other podcasts with other.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
They're
about.
here in Venice actually. Never met
No
them,
way.
but I'll forward you some of their stuff.
Yeah,
They're
I haven't
super
seen any
interesting.
of it, but I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Do you two fall asleep when they start talking about this stuff?
no. I listen. I get asked these questions too.
No,
because
I'm
people
just
are
kidding,
like-
by the
sometimes
way.
people are like, they think I'm a filmer and they think I'm doing it. I'm like, no, dude. That's dude.
Dude, you all have no idea
We
how
don't
many.
hand Dalton the camera too
Yeah,
often.
yeah. I don't do that.
Kanan and I are good at filming. Dalton's been getting better. He needs some practice
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
What's wrong with you? Just
My body's just messed up. It's hard, dude. It's hard
He
to
doesn't-
stand there and just stay still.
He doesn't know how to use
Yeah,
the zoom
the
button
zoom in's
either. It's
hard.
just flat.
I like long lens shots. So like something big and gnarly. I like just a stationary long lens shot. So to me, I'm like, we got it.
So it's not like you don't know how to use a zoom lens. You're just not using it.
Yeah. That's
See?
it. I'll take some classes, I guess.
I get people all the time hitting me up like, yo, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube. Can you give me some advice? Can you hop on a phone call? And like, I do that with a couple people I know, but it's like a crazy amount of people are like, how do you do YouTube? I'm like, that is a long conversation and a lot of work that you need to do.
And you're learning yourself.
Exactly. I don't know everything. Yeah. Like I'm learning as we go too. Like some of our earlier videos I thought were so sick at the time, and there's still solid videos on our channel, but I look at them now, I'm like, oh, I would not do that now. Like,
our first interview, like the first year or two of us doing this, so I'm like, oh god, like this is
wait, these are your friends reaching out asking you to about
some
YouTube?
of them, and my friends I'll kind of respond, but sometimes like random people just hit up our DMs like, you guys have the best YouTube, what's your secret, like kind of thing, or people that I barely know, like you know.
I get the question I get asked all the time. People are like, so like you making money on there? Dude, all the time.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. So like, yeah, you know, and then I'll tell them a little bit like, yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna start YouTube.
But how long? Man. But how long did it take before you guys actually started making money on YouTube? That's
probably around like last October. Like we were making a little bit of money, and we're still not there yet. Like we're not living comfortably at all. But it is growing, and I think last October, like when that Bam Encinitas video came out, that one was a big boom. Right. And then we also around that time is when we started doing the shorts, and it started pulling more subscribers in. That's when we started being like, okay, maybe we don't have to like work extra jobs anymore.
Don't you wish that every video could be a Bam, almost
a million
views?
Chasing it again. Yeah.
That's a problem though. Don't chase it though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just still have fun, do your thing. You didn't go into that video thinking like this is gonna get 2 million views. No. Like
that's the
came
first
together.
Yeah. That video was the first one we interviewed a pro for it too, like a skater. Because all the spot histories before that, we had 9 of them where it was just me and Kanaan talking, or and Dalton sometimes.
Really?
And that was the first one we incorporated an interview. And then Dalton did the gnarly tail drop at the end of the video. So that was just the perfect video where it all came together at once. And it was like lightning in a bottle.
And you had Bam on there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Bam. That's what I'm saying.
I was working a 9-to-5 warehouse job when we were first doing all these YouTube videos, so I couldn't be there all the time. So and I was like the only guy in the warehouse too, like using the forklift. And I worked at a like stunt bag company, so I'd blow up these like 50-foot inflatable bags that are like 2-story buildings and be like cleaning them by myself inch by inch, and then try to do YouTube the next day or at night or whatever I could do. Yeah,
the ones at Nitro Circus.
Yeah, the same ones. And then I would also be trying to film street skating and everything too. Fallen was actually the most supportive of the YouTube before anybody. The only thing they were just like, oh, we just hope you guys are going to be able to get your clips too.
Right. Yeah. I think that is kind of a second. It's a worry, right?
Yeah. But we've figured out how to, tame
keep it balanced.
Yeah. Sure. Do you guys ever call yourselves YouTubers?
I mean, I don't know.
A little bit, but
kind of. I mean, I'm more accepted to it now. It's becoming part of
and it's definitely. I consider it my full-time job now for sure.
Right. So. You have to.
Yeah.
You could have put out a video a week if you didn't.
If I had another job, it wouldn't be possible. Like, I was burning through my savings and went into debt for the first year and a half, bad. And I'm still trying to climb out of debt because I wanted all in on the YouTube because that's the only way it was going to work in my mind. And so I'm still trying to climb out of that. And we're still we're starting to pull money in, but I feel like we're just still throwing money back at it. Like, let's go to Atlanta, buy tickets. Let's spin the gas and go up here. Let's buy the hot ones, whatever. All the money we coming in, we pay our rent, and then I look at it and okay, what else can we spend on the YouTube now?
Gotcha. Yeah. So you guys treat it like a business. You have a business account, and then you guys actually get paid.
Yeah, we do.
Recently created the LLC. So
Dern Brothers LLC. We got the business account now. All that. Yeah.
What about some merch?
We do have merch, but we don't have physical merch. It's one of the drop shipping merch sites. So, but it's that way we don't have to spend money up front right now. And we got samples, and we're the quality's good. So we do have a website, dernbrothers.com, and you can buy merch on there. We don't make a ton of sales so far, but it is all on there. And on our actual website, there's even more options than that. But
you guys got to put it over to your YouTube.
Well, I'm trying, but it's kind of weird because they have to approve it, and then I always gotta go back and then add it in. It's complicated.
They make it after the sale,
so it's a print on demand.
Yeah. Okay. Once it's sold, then the company that runs it prints it and ships it.
Right.
And so I whenever it's sold, it a notification comes up on my phone and I front the money and then they print it and then I get reimbursed and it gets shipped out.
Oh, here you go. This little merch.
And how fast do they turn it around to the
I think
customer?
it's like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
So it's not like super fast, but they get it.
And that you let people know on your website that it's going to take 2 or 3 weeks?
I don't think so, but we haven't had any complaints so far. I think actually someone tried to order something for Christmas for their husband, but they're like, I ordered it on the 21st and it's not here. I'm like, well, nothing's coming in 4 days before Christmas.
This ain't Amazon here.
Yeah, good stuff though.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
And you guys got you got glasses, you got stickers, you got that.
We just came out with a new logo too.
Yeah, I think it's on the 3rd page. I need to.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
our
there it
newest
is.
shirt.
Okay.
That's our new logo. We
That's
had this
tight.
dude Robert. I guess he worked for Activision and did some designs for Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Modern Warfare. And he hit us up. He was a fan of the channel, and he's like, and I'm like, how much is this gonna cost? And he's like, dude, I will design your logo like for basically free. Just give me like $50. And I was like. Okay,
There you go.
for sure. Like, and we loved the way it came out. And he was very like, we went back and forth, and he like, yeah, anything you want tweaked, and then that's what we landed on. So that's our newest logo.
You gotta love the fans, man.
Yeah.
The fans are the best. I mean, they're the reason why we're here and you're here, right? But I mean, there's some of these people that they come out the woodworks and they just.
Yeah.
We've gotten so much out of, like, you know, people hitting us up and like having a connection with something and just wanting to help because they love what we do.
Dude, we'll get messages like 2 days ago. We got a message like, "Yo, if you're ever in Washington D.C., you come to my burger restaurant. The Dern Bros eat for free." You're like, all right, cool.
Note to self.
I'll give you my bed.
But yeah, I think if people, I don't know, man. I think it's like if people want to start a YouTube, I feel like you guys, obviously you love skating. You love what you do. You had a vision of what you wanted this thing to be, which is probably it's probably morphing, you know, the vision. But it's like a lot of people start the journey, but then just give up because they don't get anywhere with it.
That's
quickly.
the thing. I see that
Seeing it,
all the time.
Yeah.
People start it and go through 3 months like, oh, it's not working. And they give up. And I'm like, dude, we didn't like, I knew that we had to power through. Every big YouTuber, that guy I work for, he's like, dude, I didn't make money on YouTube for 6 years.
Right.
Like, that's just, you gotta stick with it and be
But
consistent.
It's a grind.
To be also like honest, also you guys have a perfect like dynamic. 3 brothers.
For sure.
Three
Say it all the time. Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of people that do YouTube channels sometimes don't have someone to work with.
Right,
And a lot of
right.
it falls on them, so it's cool that you guys have each other to work with.
Definitely.
Definitely.
100%. Yeah, a lot of these YouTubers just do it themselves.
Right.
Dan Corrigan,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all these guys, you
Yeah.
know. It would be tough by yourself, I think. You gotta
Yeah.
set up the shot and then talk to the camera. And
Christopher Hite, I see him do it
Christopher
all the
Hite,
time.
yeah,
he's
yeah,
one of our
for
good
sure.
friends. He writes
Yeah.
for Fallen. He's always doing that, setting up tripods all the
Right.
time. And I'm like, dude, I'm glad I don't have to do that. Thankfully for him. I do have a tripod just in case.
well, listen, you don't even like to Zoom, so.
No, I know, exactly.
Yeah, Christopher Hyatt's got a channel. I feel like everybody's got one now. And he just started his recently, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we are on
There
his
he is.
channel. Yeah.
Christopher, wake up.
He started it before ours, I think.
Really?
Or maybe in between our BAM video and then when we took a break, maybe in that time.
Okay.
Yeah, he hits YouTube pretty hard, and he's always down to film with us and be in our videos, and then he'll make his own edit out of the video we film with him. So it works out
Right.
well when we collaborate that way.
Damn. It must be fun, though, because, like, not only do you get to, like, skate and travel and, like, do skate trips like that with the team, but also, like, travel to Atlanta with your bros and, like, to
Yeah.
film a thing.
It was
and
like
then
a half Fallen trip, half Dern Bros trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you double dipped on that?
Yeah.
Well, they found out we were doing it, and like, oh, you guys already got your tickets paid. Well, can we come out? Like, whatever, dude, come on out.
Yeah, that's why Christopher
Yeah.
and Tommy were there. Yeah, they're Fallen flew them out, and then we all just made a double trip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Just
perfect.
stayed at
And
Darby's. It was
it
perfect.
made the footage better. Like it was better all around. It was.
Is there any
sick.
time where you're like, we kind of had a different vision for this, maybe?
Well,
I think
No,
it's
not
it
too
always
much.
comes together. And
Yeah.
the filmer from Fallen, Kevin Marquez, he's really helpful too. He always gives us all
Oh,
the
yeah.
footage and everything.
Sick.
If he's
so-
around, he'll film and give me the angles. Like, hey, I filmed extra angles for your YouTube. I'm like, sick, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
And then like whenever
And then Willow too. He got the photo for the thumbnail.
yeah, and then I
Oh,
always
and-
get the second angles for the Fallen video that they're working on, and so it's just a good collaboration there too. And yeah, Willow giving us the photos,
Is that hard though? Trying to get clips for the video and doing the.
It does get hard, yes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Dalton's gonna do something gnarly, I'm like, and then he starts going for warm up tricks, I'm like, oh good, a YouTube grind, like YouTube ollie. I'm like, I get to use all the warm up tricks in our edit.
And then you save. It's like filming for 2 videos at the same time, right? It's like you got to divide whatever you.
There has been times where we don't even want to use the warm up clips because we don't want people to know that we even
The spot.
like, did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We give it away.
So sometimes we're sitting on some stuff. We're like, oh, okay.
Do you ever have a problem with the thumbnail, like picking a thumbnhnail? Because Chris has
Sometimes,
Chris seems to have a problem.
I go a little crazy sometimes with a thumbnail, and I think a couple of our like sometimes a video won't be doing well, and I'll change it. I'll be like, I need to make another one.
Yeah,
and then
that's typical though.
Yeah, I think that's a normal thing for
YouTuber.
Pretty
soon they're going to have like
the
ABC
A/B testing.
Yeah.
It's rolling out slowly,
It
and
is.
every week I check to see
Yeah,
if
me
we
too.
have it, and
Me
it's
too.
not there.
What
yet.
is that?
Yeah, what is that?
Basically, you can upload 2 thumbnails or 3.
I think it's 3. Yeah.
I think it's going to be 3, and they'll split it. Like 33% of the audience will see that on their homepage, 33 will see the other one, and then it shows you the results. Like, oh, most people are clicking on that thumbnail. Then you just switch to just that one.
Wow.
So it's
Wow,
going to be
nice.
really
That's
helpful.
cool.
Mr. Beast was testing it, and he found that when his mouth was open on the
I
thumbnail,
saw that.
he got less retention.
Yeah.
And so every thumbnail from now on, his mouth is closed.
Yep, I saw
It's
that.
not like-
Crazy.
And I wish they would
so
do it.
weird.
I wish they would do it with a title too. A/B testing with a
Yeah,
title,
me
because
too.
the title is another one that's hard to come up with.
Well, you have to marry the two, right? You have to
Yes, yes.
thumbnail it and then have somebody look at the title, then look at the thumbnail, or look at the thumbnail, then look at the title.
Yeah.
So you really got to play off each other. I think the reason why I have so much trouble, Dubs, is because it's kind of the same shit here,
Totally.
right? It's like us with
Yeah.
headphones on. So I'm always trying to figure out for the live show, does this work? I want to do this? And I always want something different.
Yeah.
But for my own personal channel, it's not that hard. I just take the grabs out and put the little thing in and kind of let it go. But then I will change it too. I'll be
Right.
no,
Yeah.
let me change that. It's not performing well.
Yeah.
And then kind of just.
And some videos are just hard to have a thumbnail for.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you even put on this? We did a fun one for Halloween. We got all the tail devils. I'm like, how do you even make a thumbnail for a tail devil edit? I don't know. And we tried to have him doing a 5-0 down a hubba, and I don't know, that thumbnail I tried to Photoshop together. I'm like, oh, whatever. It's not going to perform well anyways. It's not that great of a video, but
Dude, and the thing too that I think that, because you look at every YouTuber, this conversation's gone heavy YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I love it though.
I knew it.
Coming in, you're like, oh God. Every big YouTuber works tirelessly on their thumbnails, right? They're all polished, they're really good, they're this and that. But then I think about it too, I'm like, we're in skateboarding. This is skaters. I don't think it should be as polished as as some of these bigger YouTubers.
yeah.
I think it should be raw and gritty.
I've been experimenting
Yeah.
with that a little too.
That's what we
Chris
wanted.
Roberts.
Yeah.
Chris Roberts, raw and gritty.
But you know what I mean, though. Imagine me having a Mr. Beast style
I'm
thumbnail.
kidding.
I think it's a skateboarder thing. You want this.
Yeah, and some of our thumbnails probably do look I've seen a lot of comments online man, I didn't click on your guys' videos for the longest time because your thumbnails look cheesy. But I know a lot of people do click on them because of that reason. So it's weird. And we get a lot of people commenting dude, I don't even skate, but I love your videos. Right. Or, oh, I haven't skated since the early 2000s, but you guys just bring back all the nostalgia. So it's weird. It's I've been battling that. Should I keep doing the Mr. Beast type thumbnails, or should I change it to just skate photo and that's it, just raw skate? So I've been experimenting with both, and I don't know. I haven't really seen a huge difference when I do one or the other. I think we're starting to get the following either way now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And as soon as you have that following, it's easier to come up with a thumbnail because you're we're gonna get X percent of people that are gonna watch it regardless.
For sure.
How do you guys feel when you guys have any input on the thumbnails or anything in the edit, or do you just let it?
Sometimes I'll be like, oh, do you use that photo of me before? Use a different one, or
Okay.
It's a little cringy.
I never want to be the guy listen,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
to, it is what
Yeah.
it is. I definitely try to be was that good enough to normal enough,
Yeah, but he says sometimes the cringier the better.
sometimes
more likely
people
to
are like,
click.
what is this? This looks ridiculous. I'm gonna click on it.
Yeah.
So
Is
you
there-
got that kind of person.
Is there something that you think that was super cringe, like the thumbnail?
definitely had a couple that I'm like, oh, this might be a little too over the top, but I'm gonna run it and see what happens.
Well, can you pull up their page and look at the?
there's
Probably the earlier. I think it's probably toned down a little bit. If you like go to, I mean, the hot ones looks a little ridiculous.
Yeah, look at me. I thought I looked crazy right there.
But if you like scroll all the way down, like maybe our earlier ones, like were a little more cringy. Who knows?
Let's do this. Let's go to oldest.
Yeah. I used to, Kanan's big face, like, skate stoppers, floating skateboard.
Look, you used
know?
that one 2 times in a row, same photo.
Well, it's funny because like that's, I think the reason why they put the face on there is because they get known for it, and then they want people to instantly know that it's one of their videos.
Yeah.
But when you're not known, nobody knows who the hell you are.
Right.
So you're putting your face on there for absolutely no reason. You know what I mean?
You might be right, yeah.
Not that I'm saying early on. I'm not saying now. I'm just saying like, and a general like YouTubers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but there is a formula.
At this point, are you able to forecast how these videos will do?
To an extent, I mean, a lot of them are in a series. So, like the spot histories, we know that they're going to get minimum 50K views, and they'll in the first week, and they'll probably, like some of them hit like 120K in the first week, and then if it's not our game of skate, the street game of skates have been doing really well. We did the one, Kanaan and his friend Jake did one down the 10 stair, and it was a legit street spot, and people love that. It's at like 170 something K views. Then they did Hollywood High game of skate down the 12 stair. That one went really well. And if that video, we keep saying if that video gets 222 views, they'll do it down to 16. So we're trying to get that one more views. But
I'm nervous for that one.
But so like those we knew would do well, but then a lot of them at this point were like, well, anything we post is probably going to get at least 15K views. Like at the absolute, like we could post us just like in our bedroom talking, and it's probably going to get 15K at this point.
Right.
Early on, not the case though. We were excited we got 1K like when we first started. We were like, yeah, we got 1,000 views. This is a good week.
We did an event at Kona a long time ago, and they hyped it up for us, and we only had like 1,000 followers at the time, and somebody commented like, I'm not gonna come all the way out there for a YouTube channel that only has 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
We're like, sick, we just started. Give us a chance.
So while you guys are doing the YouTube and once a week, you guys are a couple episodes ahead, you said right now.
Right now. Sometimes we're like the day before, we're like, dude, we got to film, and I'm pulling an all-nighter tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you guys filming for anything at the moment?
Yeah, I'm filming for another Zero part and then a Fallen part.
I'm filming for a Fallen part. It's like they're doing like a Fallen Am video. It hasn't been announced yet, but it's supposed to come out before the end of the year. And then I'm also filming for like a Heroin kind of welcome part. I had some tricks in the last video, but this will be like a full part of me.
Okay. And then so Fallen part for you.
No, I'm working on one.
Oh, you're working on it?
Yeah. I'm more focused on the Zero right now because I'm getting to the end of that.
Did Jaime Thomas tell you like I don't know if he still does it to this day, but he would know the song that he was going to skate to before he even went out to film the part, and then he would film the part according to the song that he was going to skate to.
Early on, like for Painkiller, he told me pretty early on, like, I think like you're going to use Guns N' Roses, November Rain. And I went and listened to it.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I heard it before, obviously.
Sure.
Like, I got to hear it again. Like, yeah, I think that would
like
go
a
really
ballad.
well. But yeah, he told me that pretty early on. I was like, damn, this is like a heavy, like gnarly song. Like, I got to really try and live up to this one. So I think it probably helped knowing that I was going to use that song.
He didn't give you a choice?
No, I don't think so. I was just kind of like down with like, every video he's ever made has been amazing.
You don't question him.
Let's go with your direction on this.
It's almost like if Ty Evans was like, you should do this. I'd be like, okay.
And he was just like, I want you to do all your tricks on like the biggest you've ever done. And I was just like, okay. Like,
he's got a vision, bro.
Yeah.
He's got a vision.
But
Got a checklist.
So you're filming for the Zero video. Is it mostly in Southern California, like San Diego, or are you traveling?
I'm traveling. Actually, we're about to do a 10-day Zero trip, half Florida and then half Atlanta. So that's coming up. But I've been to North Carolina a couple times for this one. I was just in Hawaii, and I got a clip out there.
What spot searching for you? How does it go for you guys?
A lot of it, like, I mean, I'm sure you see on Instagram, there's all those spot accounts, and I'll like see a spot, like, I gotta go there.
Yeah.
Or like a lot of times, like, people are very helpful in your DMs. Like, kids will just send me spots, like, hey, I bet you could do this rail, and I'm like, yeah, like, I want to go to that. Like,
Well, you guys, it's different, right? It's not like they're sending like a random ledge that maybe everyone can skate. You're
it's
sending
usually, like,
Do you ever
gnarly
get
rails.
Do you get like, whoa, that's too ridiculous, or is it
all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff is insane.
I'll just be straight up like, that's not possible, man. like,
no one's
I mean,
doing
it's
that.
possible to go for,
Yeah.
but you're not going to be okay after that.
I saw there's this rail where I'm from in Laguna Hills. I'll send it to you guys. It's this really gnarly kink. I think I sent it to Nija at one point. I don't know if you ever hit me back, but I'll send it to you guys. Kink trail.
Okay. Yeah.
I see some rails sometimes, and you're just like, maybe
on the
one
kink-
person could do it.
Kink rails, I'm pretty picky. I prefer them to be circle. Like, I don't really like skating square kink rails because I feel like if the kink's too sharp, it just pops you out when they're square
Interesting.
sometimes. Well, at least for me, and not everyone.
When you guys filmed your Red Bull part together, right? You guys had a joint part. That was in 2020.
Yeah.
You guys set out to do that, obviously,
No,
or no?
you know, Josh Peacock, the filmer. So I got lined up with him through Bryce Kanights by being on Lifeblood, and he was working with Red Bull, and he randomly he's like, hey, like, I could just pick you guys up and take you around and just film this video part for you guys, like,
Oh, wow.
because he was gonna get like a commission for it, and we were coming up, so we're like, oh yeah, let's do it,
Some of this footage is before I tore my ACL, and then some of it's after. So it was a
You were working on it for a while then.
Yeah, it was a long span.
I was
Okay.
dealing with a gnarly injury during this. You know those Banshee bungee things?
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
So on St. Patrick's Day, like several years ago, we tied it out front of my house onto a car, and we were just stretching it like farther and farther back and just going as fast as we could. And we had like 3 people bring it back to me, and the thing snapped and flew, and it hit me 2 inches below my heart, and almost stopped my heart, and I almost died from it. Yeah,
what?
and it gave me back and chest problems for several years. Up until like a year ago, I have like no pain from it anymore, but I couldn't skate as much for like a year and a half. Like I could skate like every few days or whatever. So I started working a lot during that. And I'm thankful today that like I'm still alive and that I'm able to skate the way I did. But I would have like problems where my chest or like my heart would feel like it was beating out of my chest, and I would just have to like lay down, and I'd be getting like gnarly back pains and all these things. So I'd get all those massage guns, gadgets, go chiropractor when I could afford it, whatever it took.
But is that what the doctor said though? He said, "Yo, if it, because I know if you get hit hard enough, it could like."
I had 4 opinions that I went and saw, and they said, dude, you're lucky. Every one of them said you're lucky to be alive. They're like, if this thing hit any higher, like it for sure would have stopped your heart, like because they would feel, because all of my stuff got shifted over, so I had to slowly kind of get it pushed back, and they would feel right away. They're like, man, you took a serious blow. And I'm like, yeah, like it felt
What do you
like
mean got slowly pushed back? Who pushes it back?
the bungee cord.
No. But I mean, like, how did it? Did it just slowly go?
Chiropractors. Yeah.
I
Like,
think
dude,
it
it
just healed
felt
over
like it
time.
was like this. Like for a long time, I felt like I was kind of like this, and I would take a gun. I would get like worked on wherever I could. If there was like an event somewhere, like an X Games or whatever, like sneak on to the the massage people. Yeah, I'm in the contest, like whatever I could do.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts.
So you guys worked on this part for a while, and then this wasn't. You guys weren't sponsored by Red Bull. This was just a Red Bull thing.
Super random.
Okay. He was working for Red Bull, the film.
Yeah, he was filming a lot of different guys for at the time for them because he knew he had all these connects with all these backyard pools. So a lot of companies were hitting him up to try to get those pools, and so a lot of these Red Bull guys, they needed those spots.
Got you.
Speaking of Red Bull, nice.
They're not paying us for it.
I
just wanted
we
Red
didn't,
Bull.
yeah, we didn't get,
I was like, I had it right here.
I
That
tried
was
to get
free.
a case.
That was
I
free.
didn't even get a case after this, but
I'm sure we can get you a case.
I'm good now. I'm good now.
We know some
Zion
people.
got us a
Bones
case
on
once.
milk now.
Zion?
Yeah.
Dude, amazing, man. I love you guys' journey. I love that you guys took the dive into doing that, and I love that you guys are doing the spot checks and stuff like that, and really kind of, telling the history of that spot in detail. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are killing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you guys are carrying the Fallen and Zero. Obviously with Heroin too, but I think it's awesome to keep Zero's a special company, dude. And it's rad to see you. They've always done gnarly stuff, but for you to keep going gnarly with Zero is pretty insane, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome to watch. Both you
Trying
guys.
to stay on that Zero level.
With Fallen, you guys with Fallen especially, that must be
Yeah.
cool because you guys probably grew up Ride the Sky.
Yeah, dude, we
Yeah.
got Ride the Sky for Christmas, and and it's just insane to be a part of the brand. You know,
sick.
Well, you know, the first skate video we ever bought was Dying to Live. I bought it when I think at my birthday party when we went in 2003. It might have been that, or maybe a few months later, but we got Dying to Live, and I remember watching it with Kanaan. Like that night we got it. Like, this is so sick.
Yeah, he pulled me into his room like, you got to watch this part. It was Jamie's part, and I was just like, wow,
How
that
good
stuff's even possible
Which
on
one?
a skateboard.
Which song was it with the Dying to Live? Which one? Remember what song you used? Was it the? It wasn't the
I should
Teenage
know.
Wasteland, was it?
No,
No,
that,
that
part's
was
epic.
that was sick.
Oh, was it the?
that was Misled Youth.
Oh, Misled Youth. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Was it the Credence?
It might have been.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't
what's
want to
what's
say anything. I don't want to get it wrong.
I know.
Like, you should have known that.
I
Wait,
know.
just Google it real quick, JC.
Lindsay Robertson,
Dying to
dude.
Live. Here, let's.
Oh yeah.
It's Rush.
Yeah, yeah.
212
Oh, that's right.
2112 Overture.
Yeah,
Temple of-
I
that
think he
song's
has
sick.
2 songs. So you know what's weird? I've talked to Jamie about this before. Zero's YouTube, they posted Jamie's Dying to Live part, but the full part isn't on there. It cuts out before the last section, and he's like, whatever, I don't care at this point. Like, like, dude, you should fix that. Or maybe there was back then they couldn't like get the music right.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube is getting better at their music rights and stuff like that. Pretty, you could share revenue
Yeah.
with people now and different things like
Yeah.
that, but it's still not there yet.
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
another thing that's important in our videos. I want them to be fast paced, so I really search out like music that we can include that's like royalty free or whatever, no copyright issues. And there's some websites I found that you can find some stuff, but it's hard to find good songs. But I try my best, and I feel like I waste a lot of time looking for that sometimes. But
It's
tough.
very important too.
yeah,
Soundtrack, audio,
music and
it's very,
skating go together so well, and I
Yeah.
just feel like you have to have
It's so
music when
important.
you're- Yeah.
so important, man.
You guys, Dane Berman, I think he has he's really integrated with Zero now, isn't he?
For sure.
What does he do?
Yeah.
What is his role there? Because I talked to him recently, and he's like,
I think Jamie's just trying to get him more involved because I know that Jamie eventually wants to move, I think, to Salt Lake City and kind of run Zero remotely,
"Oh, okay,
is what he's told me.
Okay.
And I think Dane will, I guess, be more in charge in the office.
that's awesome."
Yeah.
I mean, Dane's he's the OG now there. Well, Chris Cole, obviously, but
Yeah.
Chris is so
Yeah.
many things going
Dane,
on.
Dane's
right?
there like every time I go in now.
do you ever skate there? It looks like they have this little. Adam Marunsky always had this little box he's skating.
Yeah, I built that
Yeah.
box.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks fun.
It's fun. We got the box, the flat bar, and we have a mini ramp in there.
You made a YouTube video out of it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
and
Yeah.
we did the mini box. He had
I
a
forgot about
scrap
that.
piece of the coping, and we made a little tiny 2-foot long ledge.
Yeah. World's smallest box.
That was
Yeah.
the ledge skating we did.
There you go. See?
I think that
Knew it.
video,
I
I
knew
think
you
that
guys had
video
it.
is underrated
Dude, I had a blast
on our
doing that.
channel.
Yeah, we got Jamie and Dane doing some tricks in there as well.
Yeah.
They played a game of skate on it.
No, I think that video was early on in our YouTube, and I think it's underrated because it doesn't have a lot of views, but the skating in that video, the editing, I think was really good.
But dude, you guys, man, keep killing it. Keep doing your thing. It was such a pleasure to meet all you guys, dude. Anytime,
bro.
listen, I know you guys are in the but anytime YouTube, we need to talk, man.
Absolutely, yeah. If you got any questions for me, my DMs are open. And
Me too. Oh,
I'll
you're not
hit
gonna give me your
up.
number?
I'll give you my number for sure. For sure.
Listen, okay.
We will stay connected. Absolutely. Hey, I mean, you're doing your own personal YouTube. We can do a little collab later on.
Yeah, we can get you on.
collab, huh? Okay.
You should do a spot check of the 9 Club.
Yo,
That'd be sick. If you guys are down,
behind the scenes.
we're making
Yeah.
a joke. Has anyone ever skated here?
do a kickflip on the
Yeah.
table.
No, yeah, nothing.
No.
This
I
used
think-
to be-
yeah,
There used to be a full-on skate house. Like there were a lot of people have lived here, but like people were sleeping on the floors here. But I don't know if anyone skated literally in the house.
we'd have to ask Raj.
You never front nose that?
No.
Not with those cameras there.
You've
No,
seen what we
no.
do in our house.
Oh God. But listen, we'd love to give you guys some 9 Club stuff to take home with you guys, if you don't
yeah,
mind.
thank you.
Kelly, we do the honors, bro. We have
what size T-shirts you guys?
Dalton and I think,
I'll do
are
large.
medium. Or no,
Yeah,
large. I'm medium.
I'm large.
large.
So
and-
2 large, medium.
2
This
large
show
and a
forever.
medium. So we got the videos. Do we know when those are coming out? The Zero video and the Fallen
I
stuff.
don't have an exact deadline.
Okay.
I definitely want to get it out this year though.
Yeah.
My Fallen Part's gonna come out before the end of the year. He's actually they're gonna do it like an AM video, but it's gonna be separate. There's gonna be like 3 people, and then 3 people, and then 3 people.
Oh,
so
like
he'll be in a different batch.
I didn't get back on Fallen until later on, so he's definitely ahead of me on that.
Okay. What about the pro status?
They'll have tricks and stuff in there.
No.
What
about you guys?
I mean, I hope, I'm hoping my whole life.
But here's about, bro, like, you have the channel, you guys got the fan base, you have the things to turn you pro.
Hey, don't talk to us about
that.
Jamie, Foz, I'm talking to you guys. No, but I mean, I'm sure it's in the works.
We'll see.
Well, you can only hope.
Yeah, just keep skating your hardest, and maybe
That's
it'll
all
happen.
you gotta do, bro.
You guys are killing it, though. I'm telling
Thank you.
Wow,
Nice.
skull
We got
candy,
some
dude!
stuff.
What?
No way.
Man.
We got a whole
Thanks.
thing.
We're good on the plane now.
Oh, dude.
Where
I've
those
been
things?
needing some new editing headphones.
You got
Mine
some
are
new-
falling
There
apart.
you go.
Oh, are they?
Wow.
Oh, we got
Water
you,
bottle.
bro. We got you. Everything.
Damn.
Thank you, Kelly.
Nice.
Thank you,
I'm
bro.
gonna bring some more.
Yeah, we're hyped.
Yeah. Bring his stuff.
Wow.
Destin, I will shake your hand virtually.
Yes.
You are the man. Thank you, bro. Thank you. He's gonna bring.
stuff in the back too. So
Yeah. We got all kinds of stuff back
Right.
there.
Damn, hooking us up.
With you
Nice.
guys, though,
Thank
I
you
will
so
say,
much.
dude,
Thank
you guys,
you.
pleasure to meet you guys
Honored
for
to be
We're
sure.
so hyped to be here, man. When we got the call or whatever, the message, like we couldn't even believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, man. Well, I'll be waiting for the call for to come on your show then. man.
For sure. Yeah, it'll happen, definitely.
Skull Candy Crushers, for the, like you said, for the plane ride. There you
Wow,
go. There you
dude.
go. Boom. Here's one for you.
Dang, these got
as
some
well.
weight to it.
I'm
They're
telling
good
you,
quality.
they're good, man.
Thank you, Skull
those
Candy.
The bass will rock your eardrums, man.
Rock the
Also,
socks
some
off.
9 Club socks. There you go.
Oh, perfect.
We'll do it.
Comfort.
Yeah.
Stance, nice.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some
Wow.
socks for you
These are
guys.
quality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Love stance.
nothing but quality.
Best feeling
over here.
socks.
Hats. Listen, I don't know if you guys wear the hats, but you guys
For
couldn't
sure.
see. We got stuff all over the place.
Wow,
but
I'm
here's
down.
Yeah.
some 9 Club
Whatever you
hats.
want.
This is all available on the
Oh,
9
no,
Club,
this is
9club.com, and then the Yeti. You got the Yeti.
What's on
Hell
immediately?
yeah.
These are gloves, right?
Can't do that.
Start rocking it, bro. We got the Yeti. Stay hydrated out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep that thing.
Always.
And then, of course, the 9 Club shirts right here.
Alright,
Boom. And
We just got
the
sponsored
hoodie.
by the 9 Club.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you guys need something, you holler at us, dude.
Thank you.
You-
Dude, awesome.
Man,
Insane.
just wear it in all your videos, and that's all we request, But again, thank you guys, man. Thank you guys so
thank
much,
you.
man.
Yeah,
Destin,
bro.
keep doing your thing with the YouTube. Keep pumping those out, man. Don't worry too much about the thumbnails, dude.
For sure.
Yeah, don't go crazy about it,
I've relaxed on it for sure.
Okay.
I mean, the views are coming in naturally now, so
There you go.
I don't get as much stressed out on it.
As long as you guys are still having fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
the main
matters.
goal,
Otherwise,
right?
yeah.
That's
That's what
Yeah,
matters.
yeah.
dude.
always
That's
the
what it-
main goal.
We
Definitely.
love
Yes.
skateboarding
That's it. That's it.
and its history.
Man.
Hell yeah.
Say it again.
The people need to know, man.
Straight up.
A lot of people have ABDs in their parts, and hopefully
I-
this helps people figure this out.
Totally.
I think
Don't
that's-
step on the other skaters' toes.
That's been the funnest part about doing the show, and probably for you guys, is letting people know about the history of skating. A lot of skaters nowadays have no idea. They don't know where to
I
look.
know.
Yeah.
They don't know where to look. I mean, we had magazines growing up. We had all the videos.
Right.
Now it's like YouTube.
I know.
New
There's so
things.
much content being
Like
pushed out all the
skaters
time.
It's
today haven't
overwhelming.
even
Yeah.
seen the classics, like
Yeah.
none of the flip
Oh.
videos, like Baker 3. Like they're sleeping on all these solid videos that are
Sure.
just back there, and they're all on YouTube. They can all go and watch them, but they're just watching whatever is coming out today.
You know what
Yeah.
though, dude? When I was starting skating and I was 15 years old, I didn't care about the past, bro.
Right.
You know what
No,
I mean?
you're right.
I
You're right.
get it.
Yeah.
I
You're
was
right.
interested in what was going on around me. It was later when I started to like look back,
For
and
sure,
like be like,
for
oh,
sure.
so that's cool, that's cool. Like I started with blind video days and went to questionable and
Yeah.
virtual reality, and
But mine was different. Mine wasn't like that. So I started in '87, but I would look at stuff then, yes. But I guess I was caught in time. So yes, I think everything was happening at that time. So I
Right.
didn't really get to look back too much. But I did. I looked at old contest videos. There was a lot of those. But other than that, there wasn't really like videos.
well, I was gonna say
You know
like
what I mean?
in
Animal Chin was like the first
I watched that a
real
lot.
video.
watched
Because I
that?
started vert skating before anything. Tony
Oh.
Hawk was my favorite skater, and like part of why I wanted to skateboard with the video games, the tech decks, and then his parts and all the Powell videos, and then Birdhouse the End was like my favorite video like at the time. He brought like Baker 3 and all the flip videos, and because of him I got to see those. But I was really hooked on Tony Hawk and vert skating and Bob Burnquist and Danny Way and all that.
Okay.
And we just happened to meet them, like Bob and Tony. We ran into them at local skate parks at a young age, and that helped hype Dalton up too.
Yeah.
I think
Really?
seeing Tony skate in person when we were like teenagers, that was unreal to us.
Yeah, he came to our to the Vance skate park when I was like 11 years old. He was 13, 14, and you were 8 or whatever. And that was the first pro we ever saw.
Yeah.
And he randomly came. And the night before,
Unannounced,
he
yeah.
came to. They flew him out to Daytona 500 to see if he could drop in on the racetrack. And
the
we watched it
bank wall,
on
yeah.
TV. And my dad's like, "Oh, that's only an hour from here. Maybe he'll go to the Vance skate park." I'm like, "Yeah, right. Why would he go there?" And then the next day, we went to the skate park, not even thinking anything, and he showed up. And just seeing him on the vert ramp was unreal.
Dude,
I never saw anyone fly.
I
like
remember Dalton was like, "Some kid just said Tony Hawk's here," and he starts to get all excited. I'm like, "Dalton, no, like
It's a
this
lookalike.
kid's like pulling your leg," and then we like Dalton's like too excited. I'm kind of walking after him, and then we see him, and we're like, "Oh, he is here." Okay, and then we didn't even skate the rest of the time. We just sat down and watched Tony skate.
Have you guys had him or asked him to be in one of your guys' videos?
We would like to, but we haven't done it yet. We did go to his ramp recently with
Oh, cool.
Darby, and we filmed a little there.
Did was he there? or
He
no?
was there, yeah,
there.
and he was so nice.
I got to tell you that's a one thing about Tony Hawk is he's so nice and he's so like he is the busiest skateboarder alive, but he is so he's so what's the word?
Generous with his time.
He is. He will help out skaters like whatever that he can do. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
I've
he would
seen
be if you guys timed it out right and like met with his schedule. Like I'm sure he would like.
Yeah. And we've
Do
been
your-
talking about hitting him up soon, and,
You should.
and I think we will.
You
But
should.
it's just we've been so busy. I mean, we have so many ideas written down, right? And we're
Right.
just like trying to like, what's this one? And a lot of times we'll pick the easier ones, but we got ideas for the future that we have written down. Like when we're pulling in serious money, you're going to see some cool videos from us, but we got to get some funding first.
Yeah.
And I mean, even taking spot history, we want to go to other countries with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got to get some more money coming in.
Yeah, those
Hopefully,
flights aren't
maybe
cheap.
some sponsors.
No doubt.
But it's coming, yeah. Hopefully.
Well, just some stuff to look forward to.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yeah,
There you
definitely.
go. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate that. Doors always open. If you're ever in the area, come on by and hang out with us, dude.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
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 Thank you,
Awesome.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
Boom.
All right.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Wow,
shit,
dude.
dude.
That was insane.